in MVP voting, the Pacers would go 61-21 that year and make it to the conference finals, where they lost in 6 games to the 2004 NBA champion Detroit. Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say, you can't trust a dog to watch your house or your sandwich. Call Forest Security today.
Call us today at 708-452-2000 or visit forestsecurity.com.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com. The early 2000s was a weird time for the NBA, a post-Bulls Jordan league that lacked an overall depth and talent, yet was the last premier era of the NBA big man. You had established superstars such as Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Alonzo Mourning. You had the up-and-comers such as Kenyon Martin, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Tyson Chandler, and Elton Brand. You even had the veteran Hall of Famers on their last leg, such as Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, and Dikembe Mutombo. Truly a golden era of big man in every phrase of the word. And the big man we'll be focused on today would likely fit in the early 2000s up-and-comer bracket, Jermaine O'Neal. Drafted 17th overall straight out of high school in the historic 1996 NBA draft class that featured Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash. O'Neal became the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game at that time. His career lasted 17 seasons, playing for the Trailblazers, Pacers, Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Suns, and Warriors. After joining the Pacers for the 2000-2001 season, O'Neal's career hit an apex that lasted from the 2001-2002 season to the 06-07 campaign. This stretch included 6 straight All-Star appearances, 3 straight All-NBA teams from 2002 to 2004, he was second team in 2004, and a conference finals appearance in 2004. In an era stuffed with centers and power forwards, who ranged from high-quality starters to Hall of Famers, O'Neal was regarded as one of the best in the league during that time. As impressive as he was during his peak, was it enough for him to be considered for the Basketball Hall of Fame? As good as he was as a Pacer, the rest of his career was average at best and arrestable at worst, pun intended. He started in Portland for the 1996-97 season, where he played the next 4 seasons. These Portland teams made the playoffs each season he was there, and even made the conference finals back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. In 2000, they took the Lakers to 7 games, losing 89-84 in the historic game that featured the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop in the closing minutes of the game. By the way, Portland was up by more than 10 points in the game. It was a very successful run for Portland, a run that O'Neal had little to nothing to do with. During his time with the Trailblazers, O'Neal never averaged over 13.5 minutes per game. His most impactful season came in 1998, where he averaged 4.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. As underwhelming as O'Neal's career was when he was with Portland, it's hard to place a ton of blame on him for his struggles. In a time where selecting a high school player was still considered a taboo move, he was a teenager playing with grown men. The center and forward positions were especially stacked for Portland, in a roster that featured Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and Brian Grant. Unless they're an instant generational talent, it's extremely hard for a young prospect to get playing time for an NBA team contending for a title. You even see this in today's NBA, with the Golden State Warriors still trying to figure out how to fit their younger prospects into the rotation. Hard to hold Jermaine's first 4 seasons against him. After the Pacers went into a mini rebuild parting ways with veterans Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, Chris Mullin, and head coach Larry Bird, they traded for O'Neal in 2000. He was put into their starting unit and instantly made huge strides, posting career highs in every major statistical category other than field goal percentage, which makes sense because he went from taking 3 to 4 shots per game to 10 plus. He would average 12.8 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks for the 2000-2001 season. His next 6 seasons would be what defined his stardom, as he would team up with future Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and future Defensive Player of the Year Ron Artest. But with an aging Reggie Miller and the unpredictable personality that was Ron Artest, O'Neal ultimately became the best player and most valuable player for the Pacers during this time. He averaged 20.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 2.4 blocks per game, shooting 45.9% from the field between 2001 to 2007. He also had 39.3 win shares, 25.7 defensive, 13.6 offensive, a plus-minus of 1.7, 1.0 defensive, and 0.8 offensive, and a player efficiency rating of 20.3 in those seasons. To put these stats in context, one player who puts up similar numbers to O'Neal in today's game is Domantas Sabonis. While a much better passer than O'Neal ever was and not quite the defender, Sabonis has 43.5 win shares, 25.8 offensive and 17.7 defensive, a plus-minus of 2.3, 1.3 offensive and 0.9 defensive, and a player efficiency rating of 19.3. Sabonis just recently finished his 7th season. O'Neal's success on the court translated to the success of the team. The Pacers would win 312 games to 262 games lost and make the playoffs 5 out of 6 possible seasons from 2001 to 2002 to 2006 and 07. His play would get him into 6 straight All-Star games, the 2001 to 2002 Most Improved Player Award, and 3 All-NBA teams. His best season was in 2003 to 2004, where he averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks. He started 78 games that season, made second-team All-NBA, and finished 3rd in MVP voting. The Pacers would go 61-21 that year and make it to the conference finals, where they lost in 6 games to the 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons. By 2004, O'Neal was certainly in the conversation with best big men in the league. At that time, that conversation included players like Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Dirk Nowitzki, 4 players with Hall of Fame resumes, if they're not in already. But it would be the 2004-05 season that would define O'Neal's career, and not in the way anyone would have hoped. The Pacers started off the season hot with a 7-2 start, which would have projected them to finish the season 64-18, 3 wins better than the last season of 61-21. Then, in a game against the Pistons on November 19, 2004, it all came to a crashing halt. The Pacers had a commanding 97-82 lead over their division rival in the closing minute of the road game in Detroit. After a hard foul at the rim on Ben Wallace by Ron Artest, an enraged Wallace came after Artest. Wallace had to be held back by teammates and security for multiple minutes, while Artest was moved by the scoring table, where he started to lay down. As Artest laid down on the scoring table, a fan threw a drink at him, which instigated a brawl that caused Artest and teammate Steven Jackson to run into the stands and throw punches at the fan. This incident was ultimately dubbed Malice at the Palace, a notorious brawl that transcended basketball and changed the landscape of the NBA forever. As some fans eventually started to run onto the court, O'Neal punched a man in the jaw who was running at him. He was subsequently charged with assault and battery for his role in the incident and was sentenced to a year of community service. He was initially suspended 25 games for the incident, but an appeal knocked that down to 15 games. Though O'Neal had a limited/non-instigatory role in the Malice at the Palace, it certainly left a black eye on his legacy as an NBA player. Not something that bodes well for a Hall of Fame case. Once O'Neal got back from a suspension in December of 2004, he was never really the same player. On top of the suspension, he had to miss multiple games during that season with a lingering shoulder injury. He finished that season with 44 games played, and the Pacers finished with a 44-38 record. After beating the Celtics in the first round, they were ironically bounced in the semifinals by the Pistons. While O'Neal was able to make the All-Star team for 3 straight seasons following the Malice at the Palace, his play and ability to stay on the floor started to seriously decline. In his final full season with Indiana in 2007-08, he played in 42 games, starting in 34 of them. He averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks in just 28 30.7 minutes per game, all sizable draws for the numbers he put up in his prime. 2007-08 was the first season he would make the All-Star team since 2000-2001, and he wouldn't make any more of them for the rest of his career. He was traded to the Raptors in the offseason 2008. By the 2008 All-Star break, O'Neal had missed nearly a quarter of the season and had lost his starting spot to up-and-coming center Andre Bargnani. He would be traded to the Heat later that season and would finish his 41 games in Toronto, averaging 13.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. His 2009-10 season in Miami would be his last decent season in terms of his health and productivity. He would play 70 games, averaging 13.6 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks while playing 28.4 minutes per game. A variety of injuries would further plague him for the rest of his career after that season. He played with the Celtics, Suns, and Warriors up until his final season in 2013-14. From 2010 to 2014, he would play 148 games, 51 games started, posting averages of 7.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. For the second half of his career, you could argue O'Neal was nothing more than a role player. Despite the late bloom and sour ending of his career, how did O'Neal compare to the other big man superstars of his generation during his prime? Remember, the Hall of Fame is voted by the sports writers. From 2001 to 2007, the top-tier power forwards and centers were Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Dirk Nowitzki. Here's how O'Neal's stats match up against theirs, as you see the graphic here. From 2002 to 2007, Jermaine O'Neal shot almost 46% from the field, three-point percentage not great at 18.4, and 20.4 points per game, among other notable statistics. Dirk Nowitzki, much better, 24.6 points, 2-point percentage of 49.6, efficient field goal percentage of 51.3. Kevin Garnett, more in points per game, 2-point percentage is better at 50.5, efficient field goal percentage 50.1, free throw percentage much better at 80%. Tim Duncan, 2002 to 2007. Surprisingly, not that much more points per game than Jermaine O'Neal. 21.7 points, 50.8 field goal percentage, efficient field goal percentage of 50.9, total rebounds of 11.8. And Shaquille O'Neal, absolutely dominant. 24.1 points, efficient field goal percentage. This is insane. 58.4, 2.2 blocks, and a field goal percentage of 58.4. How bad was his free throw percentage? Pretty darn bad, 51.5. While each of those player stats are clearly a bit superior to O'Neal's, it's surprising to see how close he comes up to matching up with them. Shaq and Tim Duncan are top 10 players in the history of the NBA, and Dirk and KG are also considered amongst the best this league has ever seen. O'Neal is second in blocks amongst them with 2.4, just under Duncan's 2.5. The big difference between O'Neal and these four players was sustainability and team success. During this window, Shaq won 3 of his 4 NBA titles, 2 with the Lakers, 1 with the Heat. Duncan won 3 of his 5 titles. Dirk and KG would go on to win a title later in their careers. Also, O'Neal's only real case for the Hall of Fame is his 6 All-Star seasons. Shaq had an 8-year prime going into the 2001 season. Duncan won a championship in 1999, and he was able to develop himself into a championship-level contributor even when he passed his prime, making multiple All-Star, All-NBA, and All-Defensive teams when he was 35-plus years old. KG blossomed an All-Star 5 years prior to 2001 and was an All-Star for 5 of his next 6 seasons in Boston after getting traded by Minnesota in the 2007 offseason. Dirk was just entering his prime around the same time O'Neal was and was able to extend it nearly another decade. To be fair, those 4 are some of the greatest to ever play the game. So just because O'Neal's career didn't play out the same as theirs doesn't mean he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Some of the center/power forward Tier 2 and Tier 3 stars during that time were Ben Wallace, Chris Webber, and Elton Brand. Here's how O'Neal's numbers measure against them. Jermaine O'Neal, once again, 20.4 points per game, efficient field percentage. This is where it kind of hurts him. It's only at 46%, so he wasn't that efficient of a player. Blocks, excellent, 2.4, and then fouls per game, 3.5. For Elton Brand, 20.4 points per game, efficient field goal percentage. It's better than Jermaine O'Neal, 51.5. Free throw percentage, it's still better, 75.2, whereas Jermaine O'Neal was 73.5. How about Chris Webber? Actually, Chris averaged less points per game than Jermaine O'Neal, 19.6. Player fouls, 3. Free throw percentage, 71. Total rebounds, 9.3. So Jermaine O'Neal actually had more rebounds than Chris Webber. For Ben Wallace, not a great offensive player by any stretch of the imagination. Only 7.9 points per game. But here's what hurts Jermaine O'Neal again. 47 efficient field goal percentage to just 46 for Jermaine. Ben Wallace stands out because he had little to no offensive game. He was, however, one of the most prominent centers in the league during that time frame. He was maybe the best defensive center in the league, making every all-defensive team during that stretch with 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He also made 5 All-NBA teams and was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. The more apt comparisons to O'Neal would be Chris Webber and Elton Brand. All 3 have similar stats during this time. 2010 players who thrived in the post, pick and roll, and mid-range. Webber, who's now a Hall of Famer, had the better career of the 3. Like O'Neal, he struggled to find his place early in his career, bouncing from the Warriors to the Bullets/Wizards before ultimately landing with the Kings. But despite this situation, Webber still managed to put up all-star level numbers. From 1993 to 2001, he averaged 21.8 points, 10.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.8 blocks, and 1.5 steals, shooting 50% from the field. He was also a couple questionable calls away from making the finals. Elton Brand, who's not in the Hall of Fame, has the most similar career arc to O'Neal. He basically had an 8-year apex from his rookie year in 1999 to 2000 to 2006 to 07. A couple games into the 2007-8 season, he tore his Achilles and was never quite the same player after that. He was an effective role player for the next 5 to 6 seasons, but not the star that he once was. He was in essence the same dilemma as O'Neal when it comes to making a Hall of Fame case. Was he dominant for a long enough time to justify him being inducted? After breaking his career down in full, it's time to answer the big question. Does Jermaine O'Neal belong in the Basketball Hall of Fame? To answer a question with a question, would the Basketball Hall of Fame's legitimacy be in question if Jermaine O'Neal was inducted into it? The answer is no. O'Neal had a fine career, a good career, better than most NBA players, and even most athletes can say that they had. At his absolute peak, you could have made the case that he was one of the best 10 to 15 players in the world. But as good as his peak was, it lasted between 3 to 6 seasons, probably closer to 3. The rest of his career was at best a high-end role player, and at worst, an injury-prone scrub. The Malice at the Palace definitely put a permanent stain on an overall good NBA career, because once again, it's voted by the sports writers, and when you have negative publicity around you, that can follow you when it comes to Hall of Fame voting. But let's be honest, it's not like it's the only thing keeping him from being a Hall of Famer. Derrick Rose had an incredible peak of his career. He was an MVP who took his team to the conference finals. Do his 3 All-Star seasons put him in the Hall of Fame? Penny Hardaway made 3 All-NBA teams and was the second best player on a team that made the NBA Finals. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Not to rag on O'Neal, Hardaway, and Rose's careers, they were all good players who had some great seasons that deserve to be remembered. But when you think of the Basketball Hall of Fame, you think of the absolute best. Guys like Kareem, Bill Russell, Kobe are all players you immediately think of when thinking about the Basketball Hall of Fame because of their prolonged success. Even Hall of Famers during O'Neal's era like Shaq, Dirk, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett were great because of their greatness spanned nearly 2 straight decades. Even during his peak, O'Neal was never quite on the level as those 4. Ultimately, O'Neal had a respectable career that deserves to be remembered, but he just didn't play like a Hall of Famer for long enough to be one. But what do you think? Should Jermaine O'Neal be included into the Hall of Fame consideration? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say, you can't trust a dog to watch your house or your sandwich. Call Forest Security today.
Call us today at 708-452-2000 or visit forestsecurity.com.
putting the cart before the horse?
Yep.
You're not supposed to do that.
Nowadays, you have to, especially in the housing market, where you need to get a mortgage before you find the house. That's why with the Get Committed program from Compass Mortgage, you'll have a fully underwritten loan commitment that stands out even amongst cash offers. Not to mention, once you find the perfect home, you could close in as little as 15 days. Hey, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
You're pretty big on horse metaphors, huh?
Nay.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com. The peak of Coors Field hysteria, the 5-time All-Star and 4-time Silver Slugger winner was beloved by Rockies fans for his fantastic play on both offense and defense. One of the greatest Rockies of all time, his success has consistently been downplayed because of his home stadium. Helton's Hall of Fame case has been widely debated among the baseball community, with no conclusive decision. Just recently, this past January, the voters almost elected him into baseball immortality. He received over 72% of the vote for Cooperstown induction, but he needed another 3% of the vote to get into the Hall of Fame. This video will look into what factors help and hurt his case to earn his plaque in New York, and whether or not it's realistic for Helton to eventually make the Hall. Let's first do a statistics breakdown. Helton played for a very long time, nearly 2 decades, all for the Rockies, and was never an easy out once he arrived in the league. Through his first 10 seasons in Major League Baseball, Helton not only managed to walk more than strike out in 8 of the 10 aforementioned seasons, a very much appreciated quality in a young player, but he also managed an OPS, or on-base percentage plus slugging, above 1, settling in at a remarkable 1.04 OPS for the entire span. Oh, and let's go back to Helton having more walks than strikeouts. During his first season of playing in at least 100 games, Helton struck out 54 times and just walked 53 times. From 2000 to 2008, Helton walked more than striking out, with his worst season, quote-unquote, being the 1999 campaign, where he recorded 68 walks to 77 punch-outs. Out of all the first basemen who played at least 1,000 games from 1997 to 2013, his first and last year in the league, Todd Helton leads the pack by 4 points in OPS, beating out Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell and future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols. One of his biggest strengths, his vision, was the catalyst that led to his success. His magnum opus was his 2000 season, where he hit for the percentage triple crown, leading the league in all 3 major stats: on base percentage, batting average, and slugging percentage. He hit a ludicrous .372, winning a batting title and having the 3rd highest single season batting average from 1990 to the 2000 decade. During that decade, he actually tied for 3rd in terms of batting average. The only 2 players ahead of him are his teammate, in my opinion, the greatest Rocky of all time, Larry Walker, and all-time great Tony Gwynn with his abbreviated chase for 400. This came along with plenty of pop as well, slugging almost 700 with 103 extra base hits. In fact, this was the 4th most extra bases in MLB history and 2nd most in the NL ever. It was also his breakout season, netting him his first All-Star game, but his MVP candidacy was probably hindered not only by his youth, not having been an established star, but also what is commonly referred to as the Coors effect. This is when accolades and statistics from Rockies players are seen with less legitimacy due to the thin air in Colorado, which allows for the ball to fly further than anywhere else. This has only increased as time gone on, with the Rockies playing their home games at Coors Field, with sabermetrics putting a higher emphasis on regulating stadium factors. Older players also benefited more prior to the humiditor era. Beginning last season, all 30 MLB teams now have to store the game balls to control the inconsistencies between them. Humiditators work by bringing baseballs to an average humidity, which means in a dry park they will become more humid and heavier. Regardless of stadium, Todd Helton's hitting stats were some of the best in the league over a 5-year span. His 2000 to 2004 stretch of dominance beats out the best of his contemporaries. He once again beats out Pujols, Lance Berkman, and Jason Giambi, some of the best first basemen of his era in terms of OPS. He also paces the group in homers, RBIs, and has the best walk-to-strikeout ratio of the group. Now let's take a look at his defensive stats. None of this era has even been discussed. One of Helton's best traits as well, his ability to play very well on both sides of the ball. His 3 gold gloves were no mistake. He ranks near the top of the leaderboards all time in WAR and defensive WAR for first baseman, landing 14th in career WAR and 4th in defensive WAR compared to others who have played as many games.
48% and a chance of rain. It never rains at Cornelli Field.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside my friend and partner tonight, Jared Thomas.
Jared Thomas here. Kyle, thanks for having me.
Jared, man, it's one of those nights. It's really hot. I mean, it's going to be very hot wearing that helmet tonight. What's it going to take to, stay hydrated, make sure you don't get too hot and too wary tonight, as the conditions are not ideal for football. One thing going for both teams, though, is the sun has kind of poked its head for the night, so I think some cooler temperatures are coming. But the most important thing is preparing yourself in these next couple of minutes before the game gets started, but also what you've done throughout the week to get ready for tonight. And we have an exciting matchup, so I can't wait to get to the action. It's the battle of I-290 tonight, Jared. It's Fenwick against St. Ignatius. St. Ignatius won last year on a crazy flea flicker play, and then 2 years ago, SBS was here for that, went all the way to the goal line, stopped short at the 1-yard line. You could throw out the records in this game, obviously, but both teams are still undefeated. Granted, it's week 2. Yes, it is. But it's an exciting time here in the state of Illinois, specifically here in Chicago for these two teams. St. Ignatius, a team that's found a lot of success these last couple of seasons. 19-5, I believe the class of 2022 was, leaving, this graduating class. And then you have Fenwick, state champs of 5A in 2021. So look forward to a fast-paced game, but some exciting football here in Chicago, Illinois. National anthem and pregame ceremony is coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
With the Father, and with the Son, and with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of this day, for this opportunity to come together,
Tilt down.
and rival, to watch these young men use well the talents with which you have endowed them, to grow through competition. And may all that they do on this field be for your greater glory and honor. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. Dominic, pray for us. St. Ignatius, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. May please remain standing. Face the flag at the east end of the field. Gentlemen will remove their hats. Tonight we have a proud graduate. He was a member of the Harlequins and is currently with the Goodman Theater. To sing our national anthem, please join Mr. Andrew Tufano.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting air, gave proof through the night
Jared, that young man is going places, an alum of St. Ignatius. The rivalry coming up next. It's the triple option against the spread. You were a former offensive lineman at Northwestern University. Now, were you on the O-line for both the spread and the triple option?
Just the spread, but understanding offensive line play in the triple option, you have an advantage at offensive line because all you really have to worry about is firing off the ball.
Right.
And if you fire off the ball with low pad level and you make contact with someone, just by the schematics in the backfield, you will be set up for success. So look forward to this St. Ignatius offense carving up this Fenwick defense. But on the other side, in the spread offense, with Fenwick's offense being led by Merrick Hill, they have a great offense, a fast offense. So look for a lot of move the pocket, a lot of screen stuff. A lot of good football going to be played here offensively and defensively.
And partner, you saw last week in the OPRF versus Fenwick game, the Battle of Oak Park. OPRF took it to Fenwick the first quarter or so, and then after that it was all Fenwick. But keep in mind, Jared, OPRF lost their starting quarterback almost before the first half ended. So does that get into the mindset a little bit of Fenwick, knowing that we did win last week, but at the same time, we won mostly because OPRF's starter got hurt?
That's all bygones. When you get on the field on Friday night or whenever you play, it's just a matter, do you get the job done or not? And last week, Fenwick got the job done. They obviously have a tough matchup here tonight against St. Ignatius, so they definitely have their work cut out for them. So we're going to see what they're going to do here on tonight.
What's your prediction, Jared? I'm going to say St. Ignatius 35, Fenwick 21.
Ooh, I guess only time will tell. I'm going to say St. Ignatius 28, Fenwick 24.
It's always close when these two teams play, especially the last couple of years. Last year, a flea flicker. A couple of years ago, a goal line stuff, which stopped St. Ignatius from having an undefeated regular season.
Number 6, Clem Carey.
Kicking off for the Friars will be their place kicker, Luis Avalos. Deep for St. Ignatius, Clement Carey and Liam Hines. And here we go. The Friar Wolfpack rivalry renewed at Fort Ellie Field. Somewhat decent kick. And St. Ignatius will not opt for the fair catch. Beautiful open field tackle delivered by Tommy Thies.
On the return, Declan Boyle.
How about that for a way to start for the Fenwick kick coverage team, Jared?
Well, this game, I think tonight got started a little bit early with the JV team that got out there, and Fenwick took care of business. I believe a score of 41-0, so I'm sure for this varsity team to see their younger guys get the job done has definitely inspired them, as you saw there on that opening kickoff.
1st and 10, ball at the 27, 11:57 on the clock. 3 minutes on that kick. Fenwick in the triple option, Jared. They're not going to pass a lot tonight unless the safeties start blitzing. Handoff up the middle, didn't get much. Flag on the play. Initial inclination is false start against the Wolfpack.
Never a good sign to start off the game with the yellow laundry hitting the turf.
22.
But got to let the refs get their mark on the game here early, get those guys out of the way so we can enjoy a good football game here tonight.
Back to 5.
1st and 15.
1st and 15.
And they'll place it at the 21.
From the 21-yard line.
$11:47 on the clock. Wanzon taking his time behind center. Hines runs in motion. Pitch play to Hines with some blockers out in front. He gets to the edge.
Number 12.
Gets past the initial line of scrimmage. Good way to start after that flag, Jared.
With St. Ignatius' offense, you got big number 77 left guard and Ohio State defensive tackle commit Justin Scott. Anytime you get him moving on the edge, it's probably going to be a good play. So get that yardage back there on 1st down so this offense can get in rhythm.
2nd and 9. They're going to place it at the 25 as the clock stops at 11:41 to go. Wanzung under center. They switch the defensive tackles, and a big stop at the line of scrimmage by the Fenwick Friars, Nate Marshall.
Tony, number 28 on
They got to find a way to contain Marshall, Jared. He has 17 schools looking at him.
Yeah, but I think that comes with the territory, being a highly touted defensive lineman like Mr. Marshall is. And what the Fenwick defense does, the coaching staff, they put him inside, they put him outside, finding the most advantageous matchup. So look for him to be at the point of attack a lot tonight and causing some havoc on that St. Ignatius offense.
3rd and 11. What do you want to do here if you're St. Ignatius? They don't love to pass, but it's an obvious passing situation, you would think.
Stay routine with the game plan. Keep it on the ground. Got a lot of game left as we just got started here.
Handoff. Liam Hines destroyed at the point of attack. They're going to credit the tackle to Emmett Romeus and Luke D'Elise.
Brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, St. Ignatius, with that triple option, St. Patrick couldn't start it. St. Ignatius controlled the rhythm and the tempo of the game from the opening snap. To start this game off, Fenwick has all the momentum in the world. Great defense shown by the Friars there.
Great speed on both sides of the ball. Fenwick's defense has great speed, and on the offensive side of the ball, same with St. Ignatius. So at some point in time, the speed will have to be neutralized, but only time will tell.
Calls for the fair catch. Hit when he caught it. I thought he called for the fair catch, Jared. But no call, so I must have been wrong. That looks like a clean hit, actually.
And that's St. Ignatius' defensive leader, Emmett Callahan. As I watched a week ago against St. Patrick, every time the defense made a play, there was Emmett making a gesture of getting the crowd involved, getting his teammates going. So a lot of energy from number 33.
Ball placed at the 41-yard line, 59 yards to go for a touchdown for Merrick Hill and this Fenwick offense. Hill with 201 yards passing last week, 105 for D'Elise. Flag on the play. And it was called right away, Jared, so it should be false start against the Friars.
On the play.
See what the officials call. I didn't see St. Ignatius jump, but they might have. And it indeed is
on the Friars.
The Friars, legal motion. So we've seen it on both teams, Jared. A little bit of nerves coming in right now.
It must be a rite of passage to start both offensive drives. Start with a penalty, and then you get in rhythm.
1st and 10, ball placed at the 36. Merrick Hill in the shotgun formation. D'Elise joining him in the backfield. Takes the handoff to D'Elise. Bad pass. He tried to get it over to Avion Brown, but dropped. Carter, you got to get that right on target. You got to help out your wide receiver there.
And you just get in rhythm a lot earlier in the game when a guy can see the ball right on his chin, haul it in, but a ball thrown behind him, you get behind on 1st and 2nd down. Not ideal to start, but let's see if they can execute here on 2nd down.
2nd and 15, ball placed at the 36. He scans the field, goes upfield with it, and he is tackled just as he was trying to gain a yard. On the tackle, Teddy Cool. 3rd and 15 here, partner. What do you want to do? You want to be conservative? You want to be aggressive?
Make it a little bit conservative. We saw St. Patrick last week try to get to the outside a little bit too much, so much so that St. Ignatius was very stymied in the run game, especially on those jet sweeps. So stay consistent, try to get some yardage back so you can punt it off and play good defense.
Looks downfield with it. Wide open man. Brown is wide open. And it might have been a miscommunication in coverage there. 1st and 10 for the Friars. What did you see on that coverage, or lack of coverage, so to speak, from St. Ignatius?
I saw great protection by the offensive line up front. One thing I do know about this Fenwick offensive line, not super big, losing Embers last year, going to Illinois as a walk-on. So you lose a little bit of size, but they're still able to move in an effective way. As you saw, there were protection, giving Hill a great amount of time to get that ball off.
Wide open was the receiver that time, and Donnell French, and he gets a lot of yards after catch.
Complete to 14, Emmett Romeus.
Oh, sorry, that was Raphael Stewart. And the chains will move. 1st and 10 coming up
number 3, Mike Collins.
for the Fenwick Friars. We had the sophomore game before this. The Fenwick sophomores took it to the Wolfpack, and opening drive, Merrick Hill and the Friars take it to the Wolfpack. Shotgun, screen pass over to Brown, splits through the blockers with room to run. Touchdown, Avion Brown. Touchdown, Friars. Merrick Hill and the Friars go right down the field, partner. Carter, that's a heck of a way to answer after St. Ignatius dominated the opening game here at Fort Ellie Field.
That is Fenwick's offense right there. Quick hitters to the outside, as we've already seen, getting it out to the flat, getting it to the receivers and the playmakers to go make plays like we just saw Brown do there. Great start by this Fenwick offense, and we've got ourselves a game early in this one.
How will the Wolfpack answer? This is the formation that the Friars like to run. It'll be Avalos again, this time to attempt the PAT. Good snap, good hold. The kick is right down the middle. 7-0 Friars here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to O'SullivansFP.
Back to the action at Fort Ellie Field. Kyle Smith alongside Jared Thomas. Ball placed at the 40-yard line. As the Friars go right down the field. Excellent blocking for Avion Brown, and Brown did the rest.
Yes, he does. That's what happens when you get the ball to your playmakers. Playmakers make plays, and we saw there from Avion.
Avalos to kick. It's a bad one. Still live, and St. Ignatius dropped it. Ball still loose. Fenwick says they have it. Let's see what the officials say. Oh boy, this would be a backbreaker against the Wolfpack. Friar ball! We saw it last week, Jared. OPRF did not get the opening kickoff. Friars put it in the end zone that time. St. Ignatius should have had that ball. That was just dropped on the kickoff.
One would say, oh, that was a short kick. What is he doing? But other would say it was strategy. It almost looked like a little chip as you're approaching the green and the hole on a back nine on a golf course. Yeah. But great kick there. Great recovery by Fenwick. Tommy Thies, the DB and athlete for Fenwick, as a sophomore, contributing in a very impactful way. So great start here by Fenwick.
I will admit, people aren't ready for that in the back end of the kick return. Meanwhile, a sack delivered by Scott.
By number 7, Justin Scott.
Big number 77 is there to answer for the Wolfpack.
6'4", 310 pounds. Some might even say 315 pounds. 30 offers, obviously committed to Ohio State. Just last year, 42 tackles, 13 TFLs, 4.5 sacks. We saw his power right there on that play, just overpowering that right guard.
2nd and 15, ball placed at the 28. Justin Scott, an animal on the defensive line. He also plays on the offensive line for the Wolfpack. As clock continues to run, Hill in the shotgun formation as they ran TJ Smith in motion. Passing play, and it's complete near the first down marker as he completed it to Nate Marshall. Marshall dominating right now on both sides of the ball, as are the Friars.
12, 2nd and 2.
He's getting recruited to be a defensive lineman, but he also plays basketball sometimes in the Wildcat formation. They're on the receiving end. Man, Fenwick,
wow.
Whatever it takes to get in that end zone.
First and goal for the Friars from the Wolfpack 4-yard line.
First and goal at the 4. Shotgun formation. They do that a lot in the spread offense. Hand off to D'Elise, trying to find his way into the end zone, and he's in there. Touchdown, D'Elise. Touchdown, Friars. 13-0 Fenwick, and if St. Ignatius doesn't care for Gerald, they might be blown out on their home field.
Man, and with D'Elise, I mean, every time he touches the ball, it's almost like he always goes for 100 yards or over 100 yards. Numerous times last year, even just last week against OPRF. Man, what a weapon they have in the backfield. What weapons they have on this team. Offense, defense, special teams. Coach Battaglia has got this team rolling early in this game.
13-0 as Avalos try to attempt the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is right down the middle. It's 14-0 in favor of the Friars. Don't go anywhere. The Fenwick St. Ignatius rivalry will continue next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart
Kickoff coming up, Friars 14.
Avalos set the kick for the Friars.
Wolfpack nothing. Avalos to kick. St. Ignatius dropped the kickoff.
Carrying Hines deep.
See if they are able to return this one. Another squib kick. Fair caught. And it's going to be fair caught at the 30.
Kick is fair caught.
It's been all Fenwick thus far, partner. A 3 and out by the St. Ignatius offense. Fenwick went right down the field on them. Then they recover the fumble, get it in the end zone. Let's see how the Wolfpack answer.
The beautiful thing about football is things happen quickly and in a hurry. As we've already seen so far, we look up, we blink, next thing you know, Fenwick's already up 14-0. The unfortunate part for St. Ignatius, they don't have an offense conducive for coming back from large deficits. So look to see what they do offensively to just keep the game at bay and within reach.
Ball placed at the 31. Handoff, snuffed out by the Friars. What have the Friars done so well that St. Patrick wasn't able to do last week?
They've come out and played with a lot of energy. They understand that they can match this St. Ignatius team speed for speed, so it just becomes a game of physicality. Right there with Nate Marshall in the middle of that defense, clogging up those blockers on the inside. That's another thing that happens with this triple option offense is you want your bigger guys, your most effective run blockers in the middle, creating those inside seams, and they haven't been able to do so far in this game.
Wanzong under center. And Fenwick was almost offside. Wanzong keeps it, read well by the Friars. That time on the tackle, Will Gladden.
Tackle. No gain. 3rd and 11.
A week ago with St. Patrick playing against this St. Ignatius defense, too many times guys getting outflanked, not keying in on their responsibility when it comes to who do I have? Do I have the dive? Do I have the quarterback keep? As we see so far with this Fenwick offense, great eye discipline from everyone on this defensive side of the ball, making some great plays here early, keeping St. Ignatius behind the chains.
3rd and 11, ball placed at the 30. I know this is a St. Ignatius team, Jared, that doesn't like to pass, but you almost think you have to pass here to get the first down, move the chains.
At some point, your hand will be forced.
This time they pass. He's got a wide open receiver. Completed that time to carry. Good up and under move. Still on his feet. Dives for the first down marker.
Number 6, Clem Carey.
And the chains will move.
Good, Trevor.
Not too bad coverage, though, by Fenwick, as they made Clement Carey work for that first down.
And great toughness there by quarterback Jack Wanzong, just staying in that pocket, taking the hit by Nate Marshall, delivering it to Carey as he rumbles for a first down. Now this St. Ignatius team has got some energy and some student section fandom behind them.
1st and 10, ball placed at the 43. Fans getting into it, rattling on the nets with their hands. Handoff, didn't get much.
Barnett on the carry.
As they got it to Barnett on the carry.
Brought down by number 9.
Nate Marshall again. 2 big hits already delivered by Marshall.
That's what he does. He's a big-time player who's going to eventually go on and play in a big-time program. Just watching him in warm-ups, he's got a huge lower body. Upper body is definitely going to develop with time, but having that huge lower body is great as a defensive lineman because you can stand in those gaps, fight off those double teams, and make a play like he just did there.
2nd and 8, ball placed at the 45. Ignatius taking their time, as they now have Gibbs in the backfield. Wanzong keeps it. Wanzong in the open field, right up the middle. Wanzong, nobody's going to tackle him. Touchdown, Wanzong. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
And just like that, the tide has turned. Once again, we go back to gap discipline and player discipline. You get the dive a couple plays before, you get excited as I'm Fenwick's defense, and then next thing you know, Wanzung keeps it, scurries for the touchdown. St. Ignatius back in this game.
Touchdown Wanzung, just like he did last week. Beautiful job by Wanzung, and just like that, the Wolfpack are back in the game.
On the kick, number 9.
It'll be Thomas Anderson to attempt the kick. Wanzung will hold for him. The left-footed kicker. Can he make it 14-7? Good snap, good hold. The kick is right. He missed it. Oh boy. It looked like he had a good arch to the ball with his foot partner, and then he just shanked it.
Sometimes that's how it goes. You make some, you miss some. But needless to say, it's just important that St. Ignatius got on the board there, cutting this to a one-score game.
Well, we will take a break. You're watching SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and it's going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play.
Back to the action at SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. By the way, the text line's open. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory, text 330-957-7653. Jack Wanzung, partner, he's really not the problem right now. The problem with St. Ignatius, they got to find a way to stop Merrick Hill and the Fenwick offense.
Defense wins championships. The St. Ignatius defense has to get off the field a lot earlier than they did these last couple drives. Obviously, unfortunately, they give up on a turnover just on a kickoff. So look for this St. Ignatius team to bounce back on defense and get this game going in a new trajectory.
Thiessen Brown deep for the Friars. Tom Anderson set the kick for the Wolfpack.
Left-footed kick from Anderson. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Touchback.
Ball placed at the 20. St. Ignatius, Luciano Tefano among his teammates trying to get the Wolfpack student section into it. A break for the Wolfpack, partner. The Fenwick Friars, they've had great field position either at the 41 or inside Wolfpack territory. This time around, they got to go 80 yards if they're going to score their third touchdown of the night.
And if we just take things back to just a week ago against that St. Patrick team, St. Ignatius allowed St. Patrick to stay in the game with a couple of turnovers, botched the snap on a field goal. So St. Ignatius just has to tighten up the screws a little bit and just get back focused.
DeLeese on the carry, brought down by 24, Declan Bull.
DeLeese had over 100 yards rushing last week. Flag on the field. And it's a sideline warning against St. Ignatius. 2nd and 5, ball plays at the 25.
2nd down and 5 for the Friars at their own 25-yard line.
3 wide receivers to the left. Screen pass, a little behind him. Wolfpack snuffed it out. Avion Brown caught it, but he was tackled almost immediately by Grant Biskner.
A loss of a yard.
Both teams in their offensive attack just look to exploit matchups, as we saw with Wanzung's touchdown run. They exploited the fact that there was no one there to tackle the ball carrier on that play. It was a quarterback. Same thing with Fenwick's offense, looking for the advantageous matchup on the outside. It just so happened on that play, Biskner made a great play on the perimeter.
3rd and 7.
There's a timeout.
Battaglia did not like what he saw. Timeout Friars. We will take another break. You're watching Fenwick against St. Ignatius here on SBS.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel From architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Air Room.
Visit the Air Room Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Air Room. Architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at airroom.com.
14-6, Jared. Wolfpack down by 8. Big-time answer by Jack Wanzong on that fake handoff quarterback keeper. 3rd and 7 if you're Matt Battaglia and the coaching staff, the offensive side of the ball. What do you call here?
I'd be a little hesitant that Miley Cyrus came on here in Fortnelli Field, so we know what that means. It's a big play coming from St. Ignatius.
3rd and 7, trips to the left. D'Elise in the backfield, a hard count by Hill. Nobody jumps on the defensive line for St. Ignatius. And now they'll go with a 5 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. Good snap. Hill, quick pass. Read well by the Wolfpack and pushed back, that time by Declan Boyle. 4th down coming up. They thought that St. Ignatius might bite on the screen pass. They go over the middle with the Jared, and the Wolfpack were not fooled.
They were not. And as you said, partner, starting field position, getting Fenwick backed up a little bit was definitely an equation for success just there on that last play. Now we can see St. Ignatius offense get back on this field and hopefully put up another score.
4th and 6. And in high school football, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to special teams.
It's a wild card. You never know what you're going to get.
You just hope you get the punt off. Good snap. The punt. Okay, hang time. Calling for the fair catch. Carey got a late break on it, and he falls down to the turf. Partner, I'm not so sure about that decision by Carey. When you get a late break on that, just yell poison, get away from it.
Yeah, but he secured the ball. You don't want it to go and lose some more yardage on the bounce. So great play there by Carey. Probably made it a little bit harder than it needed to be, but he got on it, got underneath it, and this St. Ignatius offense back out on the field.
Carter, how tough is it to catch those punts in midair like that, especially with that top spin action?
Well, it's one thing to just catch the ball, but you also have to have a great awareness of the players that are sprinting down, trying to take your head off. So it's not as easy as it looks, although some people would think it is.
It's always easier playing armchair quarterback than actual quarterback. 1st and 10 is placed at the 48. 1 in motion for the Wolfpack. Pitch play. And it was run. Oh, fumble on the turf, but was he down first?
Pitch to number 12, Will Hahn.
Regardless, the Wolfpack got it back. They would have lost a yard if they say his knee wasn't down. Partner, they got to work on that. That's now 3 fumbles in 2 weeks.
You got to squeeze it high and tight. I know running back coaches and head coaches, Coach Miller for St. Ignatius is probably kicking himself like, man, why can't we keep the ball off of the ground? Luckily, they didn't lose it there, but got to keep that ball high and tight.
2nd and 6, ball at the 48. This time it's on the Fenwick 48. They got Carey near us. Text line still open, 330-957-7653. Showing blitz are the Friars. Right up the middle with it. 1st and 10 and more for the Wolfpack. They get it that time to William Barnett. And then decision time for Matt Miller, Jared. If you score the touchdown here, do you go for 2?
There's plenty of game left. I wouldn't jump the gun to go for 2 just yet. We're not even into the 2nd quarter yet. Just continue to play your game, execute your game plan, and keep this drive going like they're doing so far.
St. Patrick could not stop the triple option last week. Fenwick initially did, and then here we go again. More of what we saw against the Shamrocks the last couple of plays by the Wolfpack. Pitch play, good block. As he's still with it that time, and Joseph Toney not able to shut off his blocker was Tommy Thies. And Carter, even when the Friars initially get that inside penetration on the triple option, there's too much speed by the Wolfpack.
And if you penetrate too far up the field, that creates separation from your buddy on the defensive line or on the 2nd level of the defense at the linebacker level. There we just saw guys getting too far up the field, and then the speed right there by Toney to get to the outside. Great pursuit there by Fenwick, but a lot faster on St. Ignatius' part.
24.
Handoff. Marshall again.
On the carry.
Drilled on the play was William Barnett. 3rd down and 1 for the Wolfpack at the 24.
This Coach Battaglia team has a beat on this St. Ignatius offense. I've seen a few times now. Nathan Marshall right there in the middle, bumping over just before the snap, getting a linebacker shooting down in the A-gap, giving Marshall freedom to make the play like he did there. I'm not sure what they're seeing, but so far it's working.
See if they run the quarterback keeper. 3rd and a very long 1. They run Hines in motion. Offside was Marshall. Well, he's going to have to learn the hard way. You want to play D1 football if you're Marshall. You can't fall for the snap count on 3rd and 1.
There was that shift again. Marshall bumping over to the left A-gap. He must see something. He just got a little too excited, jumped the gun there. Not conducive for this 3rd down right there on that play, but, you know, get back to the next play and keep going on defense.
Clock starts again for the Wolfpack, and that will probably be the last play of the half. Right now it's 1st and 10 at the 19. Wolfpack at least come out of their huddle to show maybe one more play.
There's a timeout call on the field.
Miller called for the timeout. You could hear him yelling it, but did he signal timeout to the sideline judge before the umpire called for delay of game? Timeout is awarded for the Wolfpack, their second. Well, they have 2 timeouts remaining. That's their first one called of the half. 14-6, partner. It was decision time for Miller. You call the timeout so you avoid the 1st and 15. I understand that, but you never know if you're going to need that timeout later on in the second quarter. Now you only have 2.
Well, the thing I will say is you may need the timeout in the second quarter, but, you know, the timeouts refresh as we get to the second half. So probably more important to have them going into the 4th quarter opposed to the second. So I think a great call there by Coach Miller.
Yeah. And especially it's a team that doesn't like to pass. 1st and 15 to the Friars is a lot different than 1st and 15 for the Wolfpack.
Indeed, and so far in this game, this Fenwick defense has caused some havoc for this St. Ignatius offense. So if I'm Coach Miller, I agree with the timeout. You don't give the Fenwick defense a chance to pin their ears back and potentially blow up a play even more so than 1st and 15. Give a chance for his group to regroup, get back out to the field, and execute better as we wind down in this first quarter.
So both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining.
It remains first
with 13 seconds left in the first quarter.
18-yard line.
They've got Barnett in the backfield. Fumbled snap. Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of Friars around it, not a lot of Wolfpack. But the Friars aren't excited, so the Wolfpack might have gotten it back.
Ball recovered by the Wolfpack. It'll be 2nd down and 20.
St. Ignatius living dangerous. It's not a good way to go in a football game, continuing to put the ball on the ground. They have got to tighten that up as they go forward, not just in this game, but the rest of the season.
So we saw that fumbled snap. We saw 2 fumbles from St. Ignatius last week. Do you think that's one of the reasons a lot of teams in high school like to run the spread? When you run the spread, it's hard to get the shotgun off, but once your center gets used to that, the chances of a fumbled snap are a lot less.
Well, it depends on who you talk to. Some people would say under center snap is the easiest thing to do versus being in the shotgun in the spread offense. But I think what it really comes down to is just having great discipline. Put your eyes on the ball, put it in the right place, on the mesh, on the give, whatever it may be, because any team, doesn't matter how good you are, it could be the New England Patriots or the Chicago Bears or St. Ignatius Wolfpack here, putting the ball on the ground. And honestly, it just makes a fool out of all of us when we just continue to put the ball on the ground.
Is it also hard to run this triple option sometimes for the quarterback? Overthinks it. He knows he's going to do the quarterback keeper, so you overthink it, and you're thinking before you grab the ball on the snap.
It's understated. It can be complex for our defense to defend the triple option offense, but it's complex for the offense sometimes where you get ahead of yourself. I saw Wanzung there getting excited, probably ready to go make a play, and he just left his sack lunch there on the ground by way of the football.
So 2nd and 11 for the Wolfpack at the Friar 20. They switch sides of the field. Wanzung back under center, trying to avoid a fumbled snap.
It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Wolfpack.
Anderson's got a good boot, but nothing's guaranteed in high school football. You'd like to see this offense get to at least the 15-yard line to attempt a field goal. 1 in the backfield. And a handoff with a lot of room to run that time for Barnett. He gets at least 5 on the play.
Barrett on the carry. a gain of 7.
And they actually give him 7, so it'll be 3rd and 4 at the 26. You got to assume 4-down territory unless St. Ignatius gets sacked on this play.
And we're seeing a lot of success from this St. Ignatius offense. Once they get through the initial line of defense of Fenwick, they have made some positive plays and some positive gains. So I'd keep it on the ground, hedge your bets, going into 4th down, maybe 4th and short, potentially a 1st and goal situation here for the St. Ignatius offense.
3rd and 4, most likely 4-down territory for the Wolfpack. Text line open. Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. Handoff. Little B-gap run. Did not get the 1st down, but he got close to it.
On the carry. 32, Luke DeLeese on the stop.
4th and short, they're going to say 4th and 1. They're going to place it at the 10.
4th down.
What do you want to call here if you're Matt Miller? Quarterback keeper or another handoff to Barnett?
Find big number 77 and run behind him. Make it simple.
Not a bad idea. Remember, though, they might line up Barnett on Scott. Barnett in the backfield. Got to get a full yard for the 1st. Got close to it. Fenwick says they stuffed him short.
This Fenwick team has come to play tonight. It's going to take some points to win against a great team like St. Ignatius, but it's going to take some defense too. And stopping the triple option is not an easy task. But I have to be honest with you, partner. Fenwick's kind of making it a little bit easy tonight here at Fort Nelly Field.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't. You kick the field goal there, you get 3 points closer, but 4th and 1 at the 10. I know Fenwick has been a lot better on defense than St. Patrick was last week. I think it's still a good decision for Matt Miller to go for it.
Yeah, I get it. You want to go for it, build some confidence for this St. Ignatius offense. But nothing wrong with going and getting those 3 points. It's a morale boost. You see that deficit go from 8 to 5. But hey, everyone has their own opinions. Coach Miller, great coach here and going into his 7th season. Done a great job with the St. Ignatius program.
A program that had not won a playoff game in the IHSA prior to his arrival. Went all the way to the semifinals last season. They were 40 seconds away from advancing to the championship game.
And you could argue even last year's game against Prairie Ridge, there were 4 out of their 5 drives in the first half that were started on the -25. So we talk about how they start Fenwick's offense backed up in their own territory. Well, that was their game plan, or that's what happened in that game against Prairie Ridge last year, which you have to believe just wore on them as the game went on.
We'll take a quick timeout. It's 14-6 in favor of the Friars here on SBS. So all you do.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line. Kyle Smith alongside Jared Thomas. Text line open, 330-957-7653. Your favorite high school, NFL, or college football memory. All FCC regulations do apply. Not good field position for the Friars. They're going to have to try to work themselves out of it. Hill will work outside the pocket with it, and he throws it to the sideline. First and 10 and more for the Friars, as he's delivered out of bounds by a swarm of Wolfpack tacklers. And Hill has delivered tonight, partner. Hasn't been perfect, but he's made the throws he's had to.
Last week against OPRF, he completed 22 passes, Hill did. 7 of them went to Avion Brown. Another 7 went to Andrew Bajorson. I think that's pretty on par for what we're seeing from him tonight, which is also a success for that Fenwick offense.
That one was read well by the Wolfpack. Incomplete on the coverage was Thomas Anderson.
2nd and 10 for the Friars.
An underrated aspect of a team like Fenwick is their ability to go up-tempo. So they may not be the biggest team up front, but they are one of the faster teams. So as this game wears on, look forward to St. Ignatius. I see some hands on hips. It's going to be a 70-plus type of game when it comes to plays that Fenwick is going to run. So hopefully St. Ignatius is prepared for the battle.
Handoff on the jet sweep, stutter step move. Gets to the edge, and then tackled, open field tackle. Delivered that time by Liam Doyle.
20, TJ Smith. A gain of 4. Boyle on the tackle brings up 3rd down.
You know what TJ Smith reminds me of a little bit? A little bit of Kevin Falk. He's not fantastic, but he just does all the little things well, and every time they need a big play, they'll go to TJ Smith on occasion.
And that's what you need. Every team has a player that they can go to in crunch time, and they just get the job done, and that's TJ for Fenwick.
Merrick Hill with it. He's got an open receiver, and a great job at the last second by Boyle to deflect that away.
Incomplete.
It'll be 4th and 6 for the Friars.
William Doyle on the coverage.
You got to punt, partner. If you were at the 43 or the 50, you could maybe consider going for it. At your own 33, you got to punt.
Got to punt it. Get it off. Get your defense back on the field, who have been playing well tonight. But for St. Ignatius' defense, there are some players, as I said earlier, with Emmett Callahan, Declan Boyle being one of them. Anytime a good play happens for this St. Ignatius defense, they're going to join the party and have a good time. And we saw that right there on that play, getting their offense back on this field.
Couldn't get the play off in time, delay game.
There's a delay of the game against the Friars. Backs at 5.
I know that Battaglia doesn't want to call his last time out, but now you push your punter 5 yards back, and like we said, we're going to harp on the entire broadcast. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to punting in high school football.
And we've already seen it in special teams today. Yeah. Benefit or advantage for Fenwick on the little pooch kick to get it back, but hopefully it's not too much of a mistake there by that Fenwick special teams unit.
Good job of the fair catch by Clement Carey.
Clement Carey, the Wolfpack begin their drive at the own 40-yard line.
Gut check time for the Friar defense. You do not want the Wolfpack to score again. Get that fan section hyped up, excited, because anytime this St. Ignatius triple option is in sync, it creates so many problems for the defense.
Yes, it does. It just puts so many people in limbo. If you look the wrong way just for a tad, we see Wanzung can go for a touchdown, giving it off to some other key players on this St. Ignatius offense. So continue to stay disciplined and make the plays when they come to you.
How tough is it to block on the offensive line in the triple option?
I wouldn't say tough. It's a lot of fun, actually. You just hit what's right in front of you. It only becomes a bit of a problem when you start behind the chains and you have to pass block or jump on fumbles like St. Ignatius just coughed up again, partner.
It's so tough for these officials because you're looking for his knee, you're looking for the ball to go out.
Brought down by number 9.
You don't want to call fumbles, but you also don't want to cost Fenwick a fumble recovery. You're like, oh no, his knee was down. Well, was his knee actually down, or did you just guess that his knee was down?
We should get some coaches' red flags out here so we can get some instant replay so we can get the call right.
We got slow motion on Adobe Premiere Pro. 2nd 8 to 42. And the problem with the fumbles is you can't speed up your offense because you're recovering from picking up that fumble. A lot of energy exerted to pick up that fumble. You don't want to exert too much energy if you're this Ignatius offense. Running the triple option can be difficult enough.
There's a timeout.
Maybe a lack of communication between Miller and his quarterback. Second timeout called by Miller this half. We'll stick with the action. 14-6. Hill's been pretty good throwing the ball. You'd like to see more of those screen passes, more on target. But big-time adjustments made by St. Ignatius. It almost looked like they were getting blown out of the building. Big-time run by Wanzung to get into the end zone. And now this game could go either way.
It almost sounds counterintuitive what I'm about to say, but I think Merrick Hill is rushing the screen passes a little bit too much. As we've seen, not just with this season, but in seasons past, getting the ball out on target is probably more important than getting it out a lot quicker. Because when you get it out a lot quicker, it can hit the ground like it's done so far tonight. So look for Merrick to just settle in a little bit more, put the ball on target, and allow his playmakers to make plays.
And the St. Ignatius cornerbacks, they're giving you an inch on the screen passes, so you don't have to get it out as quick as you think you do.
And just put it right on his chin for the receiver or the running back to be able to get it, get his eyes up, and go make someone miss. If you do that, look for those 2 or 3 balls that have hit the ground to now turn into 10, 15-yard gains for this Fenwick offense moving forward.
2nd and 8, ball placed at the 42. Decision time for Matt Miller and the offensive coordinator, Alex Carrick. They're going to pass this time. Clean pocket, wide open man, bad pass. Joe Tony was wide open, but Wanzong, great at running the ball, not so much at passing.
That's the Swiss Army knife in this triple option offense. You never know when they're going to throw the ball. They don't have to do it often, but just enough to keep the defense on their heels. The unfortunate part is if you don't complete the pass, it's kind of a letdown, as you heard the and the sigh of disbelief from this Fornelli Field crowd here at St. Ignatius.
Also stops the clock, so it gives Merrick Hill another minute or so to run the 5-minute offense if Ignatius can't convert and get the first down here. 3rd and 8. Clement Carey goes back out wide at receiver. Callahan in the backfield. They're going to pass again. Rolling outside the pocket. On the run, complete. Going into contact. Close to the first down marker. The chains will stay there for a second, and then they'll move. Okay. That was kind of a tough throw. That was right on the money. The easy throw over the middle, not complete. Interesting for Wanzong.
Kind of puts your mind in the blender a little bit. Tough to make the throw over the middle. Great play there by Wanzong.
Okay. Hey, they got the first down regardless. Wanzong, his first completion of the night is for a first down. Callahan back in the backfield again. They get the ball off Wanzong. Barely his way through, fumble again. Luckily for the Wolfpack, goes out of bounds.
Scatters out of bounds at the 34.
Partner, do you consider in the second half, I'm not saying go to Zamora, but warm him up because Ignatius cannot afford these fumbles from their quarterback.
I think it's everyone. Going into practice this next week for St. Ignatius, I'd be willing to bet that they're going to do a lot of ball security drills because at this point, they're, like I said earlier, they're just towing that line a little bit too much, putting the ball on the ground. And it's not hurting them right now, although they're down by 8, but you never know when that could come back and bite them in the rear end.
1st and 10, ball placed at the 40. Callahan in the backfield, third straight play for him in the backfield. Callahan right up the gut with it. A-gap run, gets a couple.
A gain of 5. Chased down by Jack Paris, number 5.
It's a big rivalry, the Fenwick-St. Ignatius game.
31-yard line.
Always get your popcorn ready. Never disappoints. This time around, it's 14-6 early on in the second quarter. Zamora with a pitch play to Tony. Good block on the edge. Tony still on his feet.
Joe Tony on the carry.
How tough is it for Nate Marshall and his fellow defensive end teammate to read this triple option?
Well, it becomes what is my assignment on this play? And if I'm an interior defensive lineman for Fenwick, I'm worried about the dive and the quarterback sneak right behind the center. It's on the back end of this defense for Fenwick to make those plays to the outside. Now, with there no one home, you just have to scramble and get the guy down. But let's regroup and see if we can get our eyes back in the right place.
Shout out to Mimi Boyle, Eleanor Manning, and special shout out to Tommy, oh no, what happened, Biasco. 1st and 10, ball placed at the 17. Another jumbo set. This time it's quarterback keeper. Great blocking by the left guard. One man to beat. Swiping at it is Fenwick. And Wanzong with another big run.
Inside the 5.
Only way that Fenwick can stop that quarterback sneak right now is to try to swipe at that ball. Wanzong is dominant right now.
Or they go back to that little pooch kick to steal an extra possession like they did there in the first quarter. I mean, had it not been for that one play where St. Ignatius has a breakdown on special teams, giving the ball back to Fenwick, I mean, we might be looking at a different game here, which, as you said,
scrimmage right at the point of attack by Michael Schwab of the Friars. Oh, sorry,
if I'm big number 77, Justin Scott, I go back to Coach Miller and say, hey, Coach, next time we run that play, give it to the jet sweep. He had some action out there as he pulled around looking for anybody that was willing to take him on.
If you're St. Ignatius, do you consider running a screen pass? You only got to get 3 yards to get into the end zone.
No need to get too cute. We're on the 3-yard line. Just run the ball right up in the middle.
A-gap power. Callahan in the backfield. 4 down territory for the Wolfpack. Handoff. Right off the left tackle, dives for the pylon. Was it under control? Touchdown, Wolfpack. Touchdown, Wolfpack. And partner, I ask if it was under control because we've seen it even at the NFL level. If it's not under control, it's a touchback awarded for the other team.
I advocated for Justin to go tell Coach Miller, hey, next drive, let's see if we can get that ball to the outside. He must have gave him a signal there on that play because they went right back to it, handed the jet sweep, walked in for a touchdown.
Decision time for Matt Miller. We're late in the first half now. Do you go for one? Do you go for two? Looks like they're going to go for one. Anderson for the PAT. Wanzong will hold. Bad snap. Hold is good. Kick will wait. And the kick is good. 14-13. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Friars against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Hi, my name is
Dr. Chad Friend.
And we are
Nolan and Friend Dental Professionals.
We are restorative.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights,
Back to the action at Fornelli Field. Kyle Smith alongside Jared Thomas. It was 14-0 Wolfpack. Sorry, 14-0 Friars. Now 14-13 in favor of the Friars. What adjustments has Matt Miller and this coaching staff made, both for the defense and the offense?
From week 1 to week 2, I would say defensively for St. Ignatius, they gave up their most points last week against St. Patrick in the second quarter. So far today, they're putting up a good big old goose egg, so I think they've done a good job there. They've started to control the clock, which is just a natural byproduct of this triple option offense. They just now have to remain consistent, hope they can take care of the ball and stop putting it on the ground, and just allow the game to play as it may.
Only one timeout remaining for the Friars. That kick right down the middle. And Fenwick will allow it to go into their own end zone. 14-13 after Merrick-Hill and the offense went right down the field. Now granted, one of those touchdowns was off a fumble on a kickoff. So really this Fenwick offense has really been, let's see if Merrick-Hill and this offense can get back in sync on this drive.
But as an offensive lineman and an offensive player, however you score the points doesn't really matter as long as you put those touchdowns up.
True.
As this Fenwick offense has done so far today.
Very true. This would be a drive, though, to give Hill back his confidence to go 80 yards right before halftime.
St. Ignatius scores in a methodical way. Fenwick scores in big plays and big chunks. Who's going to be the first one to crack?
You've been around football a long time, Jared. Besides the St. Ignatius triple option, what other triple options do you like? Navy, Army, or Georgia Tech?
I think any triple option is a nightmare to defend because as you develop as a player, the schemes develop even more as well. So, man, to the teams that have run the triple option for as long as they have, I tip my cap to those coaches and to those players.
Over the middle.
Brown on the reception.
1st and 10 coming up for Fenwick.
Sometimes when you have a great speed on the outside like this St. Ignatius defense has in their secondary, you leave the middle of the field open a little bit, and Fenwick has capitalized on a couple of those plays so far tonight.
Another pass, quick one delivered by Hill. Flag on the field, might be a hold against the Friars.
Andrew Bjorson on the reception.
They haven't stopped the clock yet. Now they'll stop it at 4:11.
From their own 40, there is a flag on the play.
See what they call here.
Holding on the Friars.
Kind of a mental mistake there, Jared. Not really necessary. They got the yardage they wanted to. Live on for another day. Let the defender get off your block and, continue on second down.
Every time you don't bring your feet with you, anytime you're engaged with a defender, those refs are going to throw that laundry on the field every single time.
From their own 28.
We've seen mistakes from both sides tonight. Who can eliminate them the quickest?
Hill will step into the pocket, and he steps up for a quarterback sneak. He gets out to the sideline. Fenwick wants a late hit,
Hill
but
on the keeper.
it was definitely clean. Last one to deliver the hit was Declan Boyle.
Out of bounds by 33, Callahan.
And he was inbounds before the hit, and then he was driven out, so the clock will stop. 2nd and 6.
One thing this St. Ignatius defense is going to do at linebacker, they're going to hit you. They're physical, as we saw there from Declan.
2nd and 8 at the 38. Another pass. Good open field hit. It was delivered by Jack Grisco.
TJ Smith on the reception.
Apologize, Grant Biskner from St. Josephat.
Jack Briscoe on the coverage. A gain of 2, 3rd down and 4 for the Friars from their own 42-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 4 at their own 42. One in the backfield, that's D'Elise. They spread out the wide receivers to the left. Bad snap, but handling it well as Hill. Quick pass. 1st and 10 and more. And good yards after the catch by Avion Brown. What does this St. Ignatius defense have to do?
By Grisco.
Avion Brown has too much space to make that catch and run after for the first down.
The St. Ignatius defense has to start carving up some blitzes to get this Fenwick offense off rhythm. Too many times, Merrick is just breaking contain, getting it to his playmakers. So look for some pressure to heat this team and speed this team up here in this offensive backfield for Fenwick.
TJ Smith, we talked about him a lot. I know I mentioned he's kind of like Kevin Falk, a little bit of Taysom Hill because he's also listed as a tight end. So he can play running back, tight end, wide receiver, whatever this Fenwick offense needs. That's what TJ Smith delivers for him.
Delivering every day of the week, Mr. Smith.
Flea flicker coming up. Right down the middle. Caught. 1st and 10 and more for Luke D'Elise.
Number 2 catch.
Not the most beautiful pass in the world, but hey, it worked.
Tough position there for Bo Owen here on St. Ignatius defense. Got caught between, do I want to go blow this receiver up or do I want to go for the pick? Got caught between both. Couldn't decide. Big play for Fenwick.
1st and 10 and more. Now 1st and goal coming up for the Friars as a good pass delivered to Andrew Bajorson. And now Fenwick, if they want to, they can slow it down, not give St. Ignatius a lot of time on their 2-minute drill. But they're going to stick with this up-tempo offense. Screen pass, eyeing the goal line. Touchdown, Friars.
Number 8, Avion Brown.
The quick pick. Fenwick really needed that.
Fenwick and their Friar fans are saying to St. Ignatius, anything you can do, we could do better. Great execution there by that Fenwick offense, but really what we're seeing are 2 offensive products led by their head coaches. Coach Miller going to D3 Ripon in the triple option offense. Coach Battaglia being a GA at Kent State, very high tempo offense, getting a lot of plays in. Both teams have executed well. I think it's going to come down to defense. Who can stop the other first?
They go for 2. I'm not too sure why they did that. What a break for the Wolfpack. Now you're only down 7 instead of being down by 8.
Sort of playing with house money there by Coach Battaglia. You're already up 7. If you get the 2-point conversion, you go up 9. If you don't, you're still up by a score.
I get it. That's kind of what the Los Angeles Chargers like to do, the old analytics. If we're up by 9, we're up by 2 scores. If we're up by 7, we're up by 1 score. If we're up by 8, technically speaking, we're only up by 1 score.
Exactly, because so many offense nowadays have become advanced and been able to succeed in going for 2-point conversions and execute at a high clip. So that's what we saw there. It didn't work, but, still a 7-point lead for this Fenwick Friar team.
We'll stick with the action, by the way. It's 20-13 Fenwick. They have not trailed all game long. We saw some good and we saw some bad from Jack Wanzung throwing the ball. Do you want him to throw it on this possession or just stick to running the ball at all costs if you're the St. Ignatius offense?
Stick with the game plan. I think they've found some holes for this Wanzung attack coming out of the backfield from the quarterback position. They've also found some seams in the pass defense for this Friar defense. So continue to execute. We're still early in this game. We got a whole another half to play. No need to get fancy and cute and start to do too much. Just stay disciplined.
Avalos will kick for the Friars. See if he does another squib kick. Up in the air, calling for it is Carey. He catches it at his own 10. Blockers in front, still on his feet. Carey Stutter step move, and then he's tackled at the 30. 2 tacklers on the play.
Number 20, TJ Smith on the tackle.
70 yards away from a touchdown. Anderson has a boot. Jared, you'd like to see to get that ball inside the 30-yard line if you're St. Ignatius to help out your kicker.
One play at a time. We can get down to the 30-yard line if we just take it one play at a time. Execute the offense, stay within rhythm, and you never know. You might end up with 7 instead of 3.
And whatever you do, don't fumble the football and give Fenwick great field position to make it 28-13.
Maybe if we don't talk about them fumbling, they'll stop fumbling. Maybe a little reverse psychology.
Yeah, it happens though, partner. People forget, but the last time the Bears were in the Super Bowl, Rex Grossman fumbled 2 snaps. It happens in high school. It happens in the NFL. It can happen at any time.
1st and 10.
And an Indianapolis, Indiana native that I am, those Bears lost to my Indianapolis Colts.
They did. 2 fumbled snaps. Unbelievable. I still don't love the spread offense, but I can understand after seeing Rex fumble 2 snaps why it's sometimes hard being under center. Clean pocket for Wanzong. He's flushed out of it. And he's still on his feet, and he's sacked. Covered sack for the Friars. Tackle on the play by Tommy Thies.
Brought down by number 24.
Only good thing about that play, partner, is Fenwick will eventually have to call their last time out if the clock continues to run.
I think about that play in number 24, Tommy Thies. I mean, he's only a sophomore, and this kid's all over the field, doing everything, special teams, defense, caught a couple passes.
6 on the play.
They've got a couple utility players that can just do it all.
Got to be very careful and safe if you're St. Ignatius. An incompletion stops the clock, and it gives Fenwick a free timeout. Ignatius taking their time. Handoff up the middle, didn't get much.
That is the essence of the triple option offense, and the defense is defending them. A big mosh pit in the middle where all the scrum goes on, and a bunch of skilled players just flying out of the backfield. Great defense there.
By the Friars. We'll stick with the action here. 3rd and 10 at the Wolfpack 16. So no more timeouts for the Friars. If you're the Wolfpack, look, you'd love to get the first down. If you pass, though, and it's incomplete, stops the clock. If you don't get the first down, but you run the ball, Fenwick gets the ball back with 30 seconds or less remaining on the clock.
We saw a little bit of gamesmanship there from Wanzong and this Coach Miller team, waiting for that play clock to run down, just so if you do have to punt the ball back to Fenwick, as you said, partner, you don't give them too much time, because as we've seen so far tonight, they can score quick and in a hurry.
What a drive that was by Merrick Hill. Looked like St. Ignatius got the momentum back, but a huge drive by Merrick Hill. And the Friars back on top by 7. Nobody in the backfield. You would think a pass. They're going to run it instead.
Barnett on
the Friars were not fooled. Luke DeLise on the tackle. And St. Ignatius will have to punt.
4th down and 11 for the Wolfpack from their own 15-yard line.
Just get the ball away. If you need to have 3 blockers back there, you do it, because you cannot afford a block punt here.
This is the wrong side of the field for things to go awry. As you said, partner, just get the ball away. Let's not make it too complicated.
Do you want to do a rugby-style punt here to waste more time?
I think you just got to get it off. You waste more time, you give more of an opportunity for things to go bad. So just get the ball off.
For the Wolfpack.
Only 1 deep blocker for the Wolfpack.
Brown deep for the Friars.
Not a great snap. Here we go, and he gets it off. It's going to take a Fenwick roll. Oh, boy. Patrick Garber picked up that ball, partner. He didn't have to. It looked like it was going to roll another 5+ yards for the Wolfpack.
As an offensive lineman running down as a long snap, you're just excited to see the ball in the air. He just wanted to down it. Came in his area. He got on it. Can't fault him too much.
You ever seen the movie Varsity Blues? Yeah, with the offensive lineman scores the game-winning touchdown. It's kind of reminding me of Patrick Garber there. Oh, my God, the ball. Yes. Clock stops at a first down, partner, so there's still time for the Friars.
33 seconds is a lot of time. You use the sideline as an extra defender if you're the St. Ignatius defense, but if you're the offense, use it as a benefit.
He's got time to throw. He's flush out of the pocket, though. Hill will run out of bounds.
Hill on the keeper. Rushed out of bounds by number 24, Declan Boyle.
Avalos has a pretty good boot, partner, but you'd like to get it to at least the 25-yard line if you can, if you're the Friars.
Playing with a little bit of house money, just shy of the 40-yard line. You look to get the ball down the field on a big play or two. If not, then you settle in, try to get the first down, and get the kicker on the field for a three-pointer.
Shotgun, nobody in the backfield, 5 wide receiver set. It has started to cool down a little bit at 4, Nelly. It was really hot at 7:30. Clean pocket for Hill. Delivers it over the middle. Big completion. That'll roll. That'll keep the chains rolling.
Pass complete to number 14.
As he got it to Raphael Stewart.
First down, Friars.
Great focus there by Romius. Just eyes on the ball, as receiver coaches like to coin. Catch it with your hands, not your body.
Got to get out of bounds or get a first down if you're Fenwick. Over the middle, wide open. Beautiful throw by Hill. Touchdown, Friars.
Pass complete.
Delivered to T.J. Smith.
And you have been calling his number all game. He made a play on special teams with a tackle. Now he's scoring touchdowns. I mean, partner, what can't he do?
Wow. Look, let's give some credit to Merrick Hill. Wasn't the best throw in the world, but it was to only where his wide receiver could get it. Back shoulder throw, maybe not by design, but it turned to a back shoulder throw. Touchdown for T.J. Smith.
As a quarterback, it's so underrated for you to put the ball in a position that your receiver can turn and make a play. So sometimes it looks a little bit unorthodox. Sometimes it looks like a touchdown.
Wow. You just look at Justin Scott right now. He's gassed and he just can't believe it. It looked like the Wolfpack were going to get the lead back. And 2 beautiful drives run by Merrick Hill. And the Wolfpack just have to regroup and figure out what happened.
He's come off on the sideline a couple times tonight, very animated. I'd say probably a little bit passionate because he sees there are plays to be made out here tonight. They aren't making them right now and at a consistent clip, but if they can get a hold to what his message has been to the team as he's come off the field, they may be able to get back in this game.
7 seconds to go. Wolfpack do have 1 timeout. If you call for a fair catch, you could run maybe a hook and ladder. What is it that Scott Van Pelt says? Pitchy, pitchy, woo-woo?
Well, they need to throw the pitchy, pitchy, woo-woo out the window and take a knee and get into halftime and get on to the second half adjustments.
One would think, partner, but look, you never know. You'd love to make the score 27-20 instead of 27-13, but sometimes when you do pitchy, pitchy, woo-woo, it becomes 34-13. Still on his feet.
Carey returns it out to the 39-yard line.
2 seconds left. I would be aggressive. I would run a hook and ladder and see how many pitchy, pitchy woo-woos you can do.
Maybe even throw the ball deep down the field. Well, what do you have to lose? You're going into halftime. Throw the ball up, see if someone can go make a play. If not, I don't mind a run play to get it into halftime, regroup so you can come back with a little bit of fire and urgency as we go into the second half.
Impressively done by Merrick Hill. 2 big-time drives delivered by him. And that does it. It was 14-13, then 13 unanswered points by the Wolfpack. That's where we stand right now. We'll go to half, give you a 5-minute break, then we'll give you some halftime analysis. You're watching the Friars against the Wolfpack here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say, you can't trust a dog to watch your house or your sandwich. Call Forest Security today.
Call us today at 708-452-2000 or visit forestsecurity.com.
to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say, you can't trust a dog to watch your house or your sandwich. Call Forest Security today.
Call us today at 708-452-2000 or visit forestsecurity.com.
Good evening, everybody. It is the second half about to start. Kyle Smith alongside Jared Thomas, and it's 27-13 Fenwick. What did you see on those last two drives from Merrick Hill?
A lot of tempo from this Fenwick offense, getting out to the perimeter, attacking this St. Ignatius defense head on. You know, with two teams that have a lot of speed, as I said earlier in the first half, there has to be a neutralizing factor. And I think it's been the physicality of these receivers on the perimeter for Fenwick to attack these DBs with their speed, but also their powers to break a couple tackles. When I look at St. Ignatius, let's not get it misconstrued. They have executed on offense. Now they've dodged some bullets, putting the ball on the ground and not having to turn the ball over every single time that's happened, but they've executed. Now I think they just have to get their swagger back a little bit more excitement, get this crowd back into the game and, you know, compete all the way down to the end and see what happens at the end of this game here in the fourth quarter.
Well, if you said 28-24 St. Ignatius, I said 35-21. Your score would be a little bit more likely to happen than mine. That would be an excellent final score if St. Ignatius won on a two-point conversion to beat them 28-27. But look, what can St. Ignatius do to stop this quick passing game of Fenwick?
As I said in the first half, you have to send some disguised blitzes. You have to send some delayed pressure to speed up this Fenwick offense. They're just too much in rhythm. They're getting outside the pocket at the quarterback position. Their playmakers are getting in space, making some phenomenal plays, as we saw with Avion Brown and TJ Smith. So just find a way to be a disruption to this Fenwick offense, because if not, you know, yeah, they have 27 right now, but it could double here in the second half.
What's your prediction? Can St. Ignatius come back, or is it going to be a Fenwick victory tonight?
I'd like to go out on a limb and say this is going to be a Fenwick victory, but I think St. Ignatius is definitely going to make it interesting going down the home stretch.
27-13. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and more football action coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
Back to the action at Fort Nelly Field. Kyle Smith alongside Jared Thomas. Our videographer will be back in a second. But for now, we got the backup in. It's 27-13 in favor of Fenwick. Merrick Hill with some great passes to Avion Brown, to TJ Smith, and that's really been the X factor. TJ Smith, he's listed as a tight end, but he plays all three skill positions in tight end, running back, and wide receiver.
It's impressive to see a player that can just specialize in so many different facets of the game, and I think that's congruent with this offense. They know that their strength is to play with speed, to get to the outside, to allow defenses to get broken down with contain, with Merrick Hill getting outside the pocket, with exploiting the middle of the field with quick screens, and they've done just that, daring St. Ignatius to stop them and stop them consistently. So St. Ignatius has their hands full with this second half, but as I just heard Justin Scott tell his sideline, it starts with a stop, and they got to get a stop here to start this third quarter.
Fenwick will get the ball. Kicking off is the Wolfpack, Thomas Anderson.
To begin the second half, the Flyers will receive Brown and Romeus back deep for the Flyers.
Brown and Romeus
Anderson
deep for Fenwick.
Kick for the Wolfpack.
High arching kick. And calling for the touchback of the Friars. So we'll have first and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
At the 20-yard line.
Both kickers for both teams have done an outstanding job on these kickoffs. Underrated part of the game, but one of those things that if it doesn't go well, it's noticeable. When it does go well, it's just another part of this fluid game of football that we all love so much.
708 texter Jonas says he loves Fenwick so much he'd give his wife for this win. Good Fenwick-Ignatius rivalry was when Fenwick beat undefeated St. Ignatius. As that's a screen pass over to the left.
Pass complete to number 6.
Good job on the tackle delivered by the Wolfpack.
Partner, as you said in that first half, that Fenwick offensive scheme to get those quick screens out to the perimeter weren't super successful. Look for them to attack that part of the defense in the second half and see if they can get some better chemistry going between Merrick and his receivers.
2nd and 9, ball at the 21. Shotgun formation. Takes the handoff and drilled initially by Scott, and then his teammates were around it.
Stuffed at the line.
D'Elise does not get a yard on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 9 at the 21. They actually gave him a yard. That was a very friendly spot partner. It did not look like he got close to that first down marker. Shotgun, one in the backfield. Got to avoid the turnover if you're Merrick Hill. Over the middle, and it's picked off. Here come the Wolfpack. Tackled, but not before the damage is done by Declan Boyle.
That's the energy this Fenwick offense just gave to the St. Ignatius defense. We talked about it coming into the second half. How is this St. Ignatius team going to get back into the game? It was energy, it was excitement. What better way than Declan Boyle to get it started with that interception? Great field position as his offensive camaraderies come back out on the field.
630 area code. He's a Loyola fan. We appreciate all fans watching the game, not just Fenwick and St. Ignatius. Pitch play, bad one, and just has to fall out of his Heinz partner. Wenzug's got to be more careful with the ball. Just take the sack. Losing 2 yards is a lot better than losing 5 or more.
But partner, it's a game of inches. Had Wenzug got that ball to his running back, man, they had a big play there. So look for them to come back to that one because they had some action on that left side.
You're right. You're a glass half full guy. Sometimes I could be a glass half empty guy. But my glass half empty pessimism might have been okay there. It looked like Fenwick might have recovered that fumble. He had a chance to, anyways. 2nd and 18. You got to get at least 3 here, one would think.
2nd and 18 for the Wolfpack.
Got to get some kind of positive yards. They're going to pass this time. Looking over the middle with it. And he was tackled as he was getting the ball, so no defensive pass interference.
This St. Ignatius team has seen a lot of success since Coach Miller has taken over. 5 out of the 7 seasons that he's taken over, this counting as the 7th one, they've made the IHSA playoffs. And so you have to believe, seeing more passes from this offense in the second half and even some in the first half, this team's here to win. We're not just here to just run the triple option because it looks nice and they score a lot of points. No, they want to win this game, and to win this game, you're down 14, you got to put the ball in the air.
3rd and 18, they're going to place it at the 28. To go forward, Party, you got to get at least 10. Here we go, they're going to pass again. Pressure comes, Wansling has to run with it. He gets some positive yards, not nearly enough though. If you go for the 3, it doesn't help you that much because you're still down 2 scores. But at least 3 points would give you some kind of confidence going into Fenwick's next offensive possession.
And it makes the turnover there by Boyle look like it was capitalized on. You get points out of it, you feel good, you get back on defense. But if you come up with nothing, man, that has to be a morale kicker right there if you don't come up with points on this drive.
For a team that runs the triple option, do they have any shotgun passes in their repertoire, in their playbook?
I don't know about shotgun passes, but maybe a little bit more deeper of a drop from under center, as we've seen a couple times so far tonight.
One in the backfield, they have to pass, clean pocket. Over the middle, picked off. About as good as a punt there, Jared.
There's that playmaker for Fenwick, Tommy Thies. All over the field tonight as a sophomore. Man, that's super impressive in the realm of football in high school. To be a sophomore, having such a huge imprint on the game. Wow. Great defensive stand there by Fenwick. Once again, whatever you can do, we can do better, as the Fenwick Friars are constantly saying throughout this game tonight.
Had no choice, though. Fenwick read it all the way. You got to get the first down. It's 4th and 9. You don't want to throw it into a tight window, but you have to since it's 4th and 9.
If I take a page out of your pessimistic book, you could have went for the 3 points,
right.
Cut the lead to 11, but you live with the results.
Quarterback keeper. Nope, they ran it to Avion Brown. He's still on his feet, by the way, and he will get the first down. What I don't like about the field goal, why I think Matt Miller didn't go for the field goal, you're still down 11, so you'll have to go for 2 eventually. And going for 2, especially in high school, is so hard to convert.
If we could take it a step further, if you kick the field goal, you're down by 11, you get your defense back out there. If they just so happen to go score again, Fenwick does, now the game is still within a decent reach.
Yeah.
Now without kicking the field goal and no points, if they go score, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah.
So you're kind of juggling, shuck and jive a little bit, but hey, you count on your defense like you have so far this year. They got to go make a play.
And you also wonder about Anderson's confidence. He missed that PAT. Can he drill that 36-yard field goal at that spot? I don't know. 27-13, shotgun formation. Clean pocket for Hill. Good pass, right in rhythm. Romeo is still on his feet, and then he's driven down at the 45.
Briscoe on the tackle.
Big pick by Boyle, but they can't convert. Fenwick gets a pick of their own on 4th down. And you can sense the confidence rising right now for Merrick Hill.
And that confidence is also by way of momentum. And momentum is a real thing in team sports. You have a lot of energy, you get the pick by Boyle, and then you give it right back. And now it feels like you're reeling with your back against the wall. Someone's got to make a play.
Screen pass, good block by Fenwick. Gets a couple of yards. Favorite Fenwick memory in 2021 when they beat St. Ignatius, 312 area code.
A gain of 4, 2nd and
781
6
area code.
from the Friar 49-yard line.
Another about beating St. Ignatius. Screen pass. Quick pass again. 1st and 10 and more. The yak, the yards after catch, killing St. Ignatius right now.
And you have to believe one of the most pivotal parts of this Fenwick offense is Luke DeLeese. And he's almost been a decoy tonight. I mean, last week goes for 125 yards. Last year in the Chicago Prep Bowl title game, he goes for 151 in the second half against Simeon. I mean, without him having to do a brunt load of the work, this Fenwick offense is rolling.
Another quick pass. Avoiding touching the receiver before he was able to catch it. Good job avoiding the defensive pass interference by Jack Briscoe.
Briscoe on the coverage.
Raphael Stewart, the intended target. 2nd and 10. You don't have to go for it on 4th down if you don't want to, partner. If you get to the 30-yard line, you do a little pooch punt, try to push Fenwick, St. Ignatius back inside their own 10.
But in this position, as this Fenwick offense, you're up by 2 scores already. If you get a chance to put a nail in the coffin and get this team down 3 scores, I think you have to go for it.
We'll see what they want to do. 2nd and 10 right now. Over the middle, bad. Oh no, DeLise with a good catch.
That's complete over the middle to number 32, Luke DeLise.
They've been dominated with those passes over the middle, right down the seam. How can St. Ignatius adjust on defense?
I have to give credit to this Fenwick offensive line. Big number 54, David Blake, offensive lineman and defensive lineman, coming back from last year's team and the year before. Did a great job there. Anytime as an offensive lineman you land on top of someone, you probably did your job. And then you look up and you see your teammate, Daly's going for a big gain. I mean, all assets and facets of this offense clicking tonight for this Fenwick offense.
2nd and 3 from the Wolfpack, 14-yard line.
2nd and 3 at the 14. Merrick Hill on fire right now. Handoff. DeLise gets a couple. Spinorama move.
DeLise on the carry. Steed Rider on the tackle.
As we saw there from number 33 for St. Ignatius, Emmett Callahan. At this point in the game, you got to create turnover. So you see as he's going to tackle DeLise, trying to rip that ball out, trying to do anything to keep his team in the game. Great effort there.
312 area code says can't talk about this rivalry without mentioning the hook and ladder. First and goal at the 10. Any kind of score makes it a 3-possession game. Hand off to D Police. And DeLise misdirection play.
DeLise on the carry.
Right
Just pristine vision there by DeLise. Saw a hole on the outside, set up the defender, jumped back inside, got an extra 2 or 3 yards.
Down to the 4, 2nd and goal.
Great play there by DeLise. Man, and this Fenwick offense is knocking on the door for another touchdown here in this 3rd quarter.
4-down territory, you would think, but then again, any kind of score makes it a 3-possession game. Shotgun again. They're going to show blitz. Will the Wolfpack? Flushed outside the pocket. Looking right with it. Wide open man. Waiting for the call. Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. There is a flag on the field.
Flag on the play. Might be holding against the Friars. Not a great pass, though, either, partner. He was wide open in the back of the end zone.
Threw it in the ground. Great play there by the receiver, making it seem like he caught it. I don't know if he did, but it might not matter with that penalty coming back.
Man downfield for the Friars.
Silly mistake, especially when you're at the 4-yard line. Just if you're an offensive lineman, just stay out of the play. Let your quarterback do all the work.
We, too, as offensive linemen, get a little bit excited. We saw one for St. Ignatius earlier, down a punt. You know, you see your teammate in the back of the end zone wide open. You want to go celebrate. I think he just jump-started it a little too quick on that one.
If you're Fenwick, do you stay conservative, run it twice, and then kick the field goal?
I like the run game. Keep it on the ground. Keep the pile moving in a vertical direction.
Whatever you do, if you're Merrick Hill, do not throw a pick. If it's not there, just throw it out of bounds.
That is the worst thing you could do at this point in the game, at this part of the field. Throw it to the right guys or don't throw it to anyone.
Clean pocket, quick pass again. Conservative call, but they get closer to the goal line. You know, partner, if you really wanted to, well, it's at the 3. I thought it was at the 2. They're going to place that at the 3. If you really wanted to, you could run 2 quarterback sneaks and see if you get in.
I even like the quarterback sneak by way of a draw. Spread the defense out, drop back as if you're going to pass, and see if Merrick Hill can make someone miss and get in that end zone.
3rd and goal at the 3. 1 in the backfield. Handoff. DeLise eyeing the goal line. He dives. Just a little short. A million things you could do here if you're Fenwick. You could A, kick the field goal. You could B, do a hard count, then call a timeout to draw him offside. Or B, you just flat out go for it.
4th down and then go.
Or D, you could send a message and go for another touchdown, which I think they're going to try and do on this one. I mean, last year, you think about this game coming down to the wire, losing by 5. It has to mean something to Coach Battaglia and this Fenwick team. Like, hey, we're sending a message like, we want to go up by 3 scores and put this game out of reach a little bit here in this 3rd quarter.
Big play for the Wolfpack defense. Need a goal line stop. Rolling outside the pocket, wide open man, bad throw. And TJ Smith might have hurt his hamstring. Oh boy. You hate to see it. Merrick Hill trying to console him. We'll take a timeout. We hope the best for TJ Smith. You're watching the Friars against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
Back to the action. TJ Smith, he's at least able to walk it off. There we go. 27-13. You hate to see it, Jared, but we worry that it might be a hamstring, but at the same time, it is in the 80s tonight. It might just be a cramp.
We don't want to try to have any predictions on what he injured. We just saw him grabbing his lower body half. Unfortunate part of high school football, but really any sport, that you go out to compete, try and have a good time with your teammates, and sometimes you get hurt. So hopefully TJ's okay. As you were saying in the break, what a great kid. You guys had him on the broadcast last week. But man, the tide turned, man. What a flashing in the front of the end zone for a potential touchdown to put this game out of reach, and you end up hurt. Hate to see that for TJ, but hope he's okay.
He hasn't missed a lot of passes, as Hill. Wanzong, a little A-gap run. Wow.
Wanzong on the
He got punished on that quarterback sneak.
Number 5, Jack
delivering the
Harris.
hit, a combination of Emmett Romeus and Tommy Thies. And you're down 2 scores, partner. So St. Ignatius, they've got to be aggressive here. Look, you're deep in your own territory, but you got to find a way to get back in the game.
But the first thing, as we just saw there on that first down play, you just got to get out a couple of yards from that -1 yard line, because I'll tell you, partner, if you start going backwards on the -1, nothing good ever happens in that situation.
If you're St. Ignatius, do you run it wherever Justin Scott is?
That doesn't seem like a bad option.
They run Tony in motion. Handoff. No, it's Wanzong with it still. Wanzong, one man to beat, and he's tackled from behind. Wanzong tackled by Matthew Huey. Sorry, Eric Furjack. Cramping up possibly Clement Carey. And if you're St. Ignatius, do you do a hurry-up offense here, try to score before the third quarter ends?
Very timely play there by St. Ignatius and Justin Scott. I mean, he got to the second level, didn't see anyone. Next thing you know, Wanzong was on his backside and maybe came up a little bit gimpy there, but just a shoestring away from taking that the distance.
For the Wolfpack from their own 42-yard line.
Ball placed at the 40. Wanzong keeps it, he's drilled.
Wanzong on the keeper.
So if you're the D tackles, you're the D ends, are you just looking for the ball to make sure Wanzong hands it off?
Any defensive lineman out there that plays on the interior, your job more times than not is to take up blockers. It's the unfortunate part of the job, but that's your job as a defensive lineman, as a defensive tackle. If you can consume blockers, it allows your linebackers to roam free and make a great form tackle there like Jack Paris did for Fenwick.
Injury on the field. Justin Scott is not hurt, but he looks tired, waiting for the number of the injured player. We'll take a break. You're watching the Friars against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us. 24 hours
a day. The Wolfpack from their own 42-yard line.
The injured player was the quarterback in Jack Wanzong, so at least for one play, it'll be David Zamora. He's not a bad quarterback, though, Jared. He did score a touchdown. It was a quarterback sneak against Rufus King last year.
It means something when you can have your starting quarterback go down and the backup can come in and pick up the slack and make some plays. So hopefully this St. Ignatius offense can keep rolling after that huge play by Wanzong. Hope he's okay on the sideline.
Zamora, at least for now, has the keys to the offense. He'll keep it. Nowhere to run.
Jay Zamora on the keeper, Delise on the stop.
He was drilled. There were three defenders around him. He got off the first hit.
For the Wolfpack from
delivered by Nate Marshall. No, sorry, Aiden Williams. And then the next guy just drilled him. It's going from bad to worse right now for the Wolfpack. They're down 14, and now they're without their starting quarterback, who's made some great plays tonight running the football.
He's been the lifeline of this St. Ignatius offense. Hope he gets back out on the field.
You're at the 43. If you can get 5 or more yards, you go for it. Pitch play. Fenwick snuffed that out. Great read by the defensive line and linebackers of the Friars. D'Elise was there, as well as Thies. You're on your own side of the field, partner. You just can't go for it here.
You cannot. And you just get the feeling here at Fort Nelly Field, there's a little uncomfortability on the side of these St. Ignatius Wolfpack fans. They know their quarterback just went out with Wanzong. Hope he's okay, but man, Fenwick had an opportunity to score a touchdown and go up 3 scores. They get another one here coming up.
Brown receives it.
Fenwick wants a late hit.
Knocked out of bounds.
But he was close to staying in bounds, so no late hit can be called by the sideline judge. We'll stick with the action. Fenwick up by 14. They've not trailed all game. They led 14-0. Wolfpack scored 13 unanswered.
First down for the Friars.
Then 13 unanswered by Fenwick. But we have to keep our eye on TJ Smith. He's been the one guy that St. Ignatius cannot guard, along with D'Elise. If TJ Smith is not in the game, it would help out St. Ignatius, one would think.
And we've seen from both sides, this is a game of runs. Next thing you know, a couple plays for St. Ignatius and they're back in this game, so just got to keep playing.
St. Ignatius got some immediate penetration in the backfield and might have gotten a tackle for loss.
Nino Samir on the run.
They run it to Nino Samir, who had that 9-yard touchdown run against OPRF. He did not gain a yard. 2nd and 10. If you want to, Jared, if you're Fenwick, you could be conservative, go 3 and out, and then punt it back to St. Ignatius, since Ignatius has a backup quarterback right now.
No need to be conservative. The minute you start being conservative up 2 scores, that's when bad things start to happen, and you let a team back in the game quickly. So just stick with the game plan, continue to execute.
Right. Well, that play call a little bit conservative on the screen pass. So maybe Battaglia was listening more to me than but you get what I'm saying, though, right? You got the backup in there. Until Zamora proves he can go down the field on you, no need to rush it and risk it with your quarterback throwing a pick.
And let me say this, being conservative doesn't mean you just have to go 3 straight run plays. I think what it truly means in this position of the game, just eat up some clock, take your time running your offense, and lessen the amount of time that St. Ignatius could get on the field offensively.
They've been dominant with that seam play, with that slant play over the middle. But no TJ Smith this time around. Clean pocket for Hill. He's going to step into the play. And not where you'd like for him to go. You'd like for him to stay in bounds on that, do the little quarterback slide. That's the one thing St. Ignatius wanted, him to go out of bounds.
Bad play there by Merrick. But safe play. He got out of bounds. Don't want to take an unnecessary hit. See another quarterback go down. Live to see another day.
This is what makes IHSA football so great. It could be a good punt, it could be a great punt, or it could go over the punter's head, and anything can happen. We don't know what's going to happen.
That must be the crazy part about special teams, especially in high school. You just never know what's going to happen.
Anything can happen in high school. Special teams like that. Dropped it. Oh, my goodness, a million things happening. And after all that, there's a hurt St. Ignatius player.
Wow.
And not the kicker.
Punt recovered by Spiegleiter.
We're going to analyze this. Okay, this is what happened. He drops the ball, meaning if he starts to run with it, he becomes trying to punt it. St. Ignatius can't tackle him. So St. Ignatius on the rush doesn't know what to do. Do I go after the ball? Do I tackle? So that can lead to like kind of pulling a hamstring or hurting yourself, which is we saw on St. Ignatius end. And then it was a bad punt after all that.
And that resulted in a sky-high punt there at the end. Guys flying all over the place trying to jump on the ball. I think, partner, you've been having that bad special teams play kind of brewing all night. You just never know what's going to happen. And that was the first time we saw something bad potentially could come from that.
He was very lucky to get that punt off. Normally in a play like that, the coaching staff usually tells the punter, just go down.
Just go down. I guess one could call that athleticism to still pick the ball up, get it off. He kind of Euro-stepped, if I use a couple of basketball terms, to get that ball off.
Or sometimes they tell the punter, look, if you feel comfortable with it, if you drop it, pick it up and do the rugby-style punt.
Yeah, exactly.
You can run closer to the sideline, then get the ball off. What a break for the Wolfpack. But that's what makes varsity football so great. You never know what's going to happen on a field goal, PAT, or a punt.
You never, ever know.
Zamora still under center at the 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Wolfpack still in it because of a bad pass by Merrick Hill at the goal line.
Robbie Connor.
TJ Smith was hurt on the play as well. It was a double whammy of bad for Fenwick on that play, but they still lead by 2 scores. It's got to be the weather right now. A hot night, another guy on the field, you would think it's cramping as well.
And for both teams, you have a lot of guys going on both sides of the ball. Nate Marshall, who's down right now, the defensive lineman, highly touted prospect, who's only a junior this year. I mean, tight end responsibilities, defensive line responsibilities, team morale. That's a lot on a high schooler's plate, so I credit all of these guys coming out here and competing tonight.
We'll take a quick break. You're watching SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say.
Back to the action at beautiful Fort Nelly Field. If you've never been here before, come to a game. We've got the skyline right behind us in beautiful Little Italy.
And a lot of great music, too. Shout out to the DJ.
A lot of great music selections. 2nd and 8 at the 38. Got to score 14 points to send this to overtime. Misdirection play, and Fenwick was not fooled.
A loss of a yard, 3rd down and 9.
Big time tackle by Aiden Burns. It's tough, partner. Zamora, I don't know how much he was throwing at halftime, but you think it's an obvious passing situation.
Yes, it is. And as we know about this St. Ignatius offense, not particularly built to pass the ball through the air. We've seen it do it a few times here tonight, but now with Zamora in the game, hey, it's time to perform, kid. Time to make a play.
And you don't have to throw it at the 1st down marker. You can try to get 5 yards and then go for it on 4th down. See what Matt Miller calls for his young quarterback. Might have been a false start, and it is. Now you're in a bad spot. It's 3rd and 14. You're still in Fenwick territory. So if you get 7 yards here, you go for it because the 3 points really don't help you.
Not at this point of the game, not at this juncture. St. Ignatius, unfortunately, they need points, and points by way of touchdowns. Let's see what they can carve up here on this 3rd and super long.
For a team that doesn't like to pass the ball, you've got the backup quarterback in. What do you want to run? A slant, an out route, a screen pass?
I like the fake give, dive with a little play action rollout to get a little over or a drag route going to about midway to the chains. Let your receiver turn up and make a play for the first down.
Clean pocket for Zamora. He scans the field right down the middle. He's got a man. Clement Carey catches it. 1st and 10 and a lot more for the Wolfpack. Good pass, partner, but Fenwick, you got to be more disciplined on defense.
I almost felt like I did my best Tony Romo predicting the play that was coming. Not quite the rollout, but definitely a pass over the middle. Great ball by Zamora, giving his receiver Carey an opportunity to make a play. St. Ignatius is back in this game.
Boy, oh boy, if you're Fenwick, how does he fall behind you on 3rd and 14?
3rd and 14, you just got to defend the sticks. Stand at the first down marker and say, hey, you're not going anywhere past this line.
Showing blitz and a handoff and going nowhere fast is the ball carrier and Robbie Connor.
No gain.
You got to score relatively fast here if you're St. Ignatius, because if you take too much time, then Merrick Hill can run clock, do the little 5-minute drill to run clock.
Yeah, and as St. Ignatius, you have to start thinking about in-the-game scenarios. These are things that you practice all the time. What are the trick plays that you have? What are the maybe an onside kick that you have in your arsenal of game planning? It may have to come out here if they get a touchdown and don't feel like they have enough time to get back on offense and drive down the field again.
Zamora in the game for the injured Wanzan. One in the backfield. They run the jumbo set. Lack of communication as Callahan got that handoff a little bit too slowly.
A gain of 5, down to the 5.
What do you want to run here if you're Matt Miller? Play action boot to the right?
With Big Nate Marshall out of the game right now, I like this opportunistic play calling by Coach Miller and this St. Ignatius staff. He's not in the middle. As you see, big number 54 running out, David Blake, to clog up the middle a little bit because the St. Ignatius offense has saw some success the last couple of plays and possessions on that inside dive run. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running the ball.
They're going to run James Miller, number 91, into the game. 3rd and goal at the 6. Fumbled snap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A lot of Friars around it. Friar ball.
Recovered by the Friars.
It's tough, partner. Zamora was not taking the first team reps all week. Now he's in a tough spot. It's still his fault, but you can't blame him too much when he's put in a spot like that.
Can't put that all on Zamora. The reality of the situation, this St. Ignatius offense has been a little careless with the ball here tonight. And earlier in the game, it wasn't hurting them, but down 2 scores, man, that's a backbreaker right there.
Even if the snap was good, Fenwick, it looked like they had read the play. It looked like they were going to get a tackle for loss.
Yes, they did. They've been sniffing out a lot of the backfield action of this St. Ignatius run scheme. But, man, the wrong time to put the ball on the ground.
And, you know, look, I hate to use the terminology football gods, but on 4th and 1, wide open was T.J. Smith. And luckily, Fenwick didn't score the touchdown. Now the football gods were on Fenwick's side on that play.
And the football gods do notice, hey, you got away with putting the ball on the ground earlier in the game. It didn't hurt you then, but man, it hurts you now. Now down 2 scores, it feels like you're even down even more because you got to defend, get the ball back, score a touchdown, defend again, get the ball back and score another touchdown. So that takes time, and, you know, time is of the essence right now.
If you're Fenwick, avoid going out of bounds at all times, right?
Absolutely. The sideline is your best friend right now. Stay away from it. Just stay away from it. Just stay in bounds, eat up some clock, force these timeouts to dwindle down to 0 for St. Ignatius, and just execute. No need to be scared or hesitant to make a play, but hey, just do what you've been coached to do and finish this game up strong.
Man, everybody's getting hurt right now. Shaken up is Justin Scott. He's going to try to fight his way through it.
10 from their own 8-yard line.
Bad time to have a turnover for the Wolfpack. You could almost see that happening. Zamora coming off the bench. It's a tough job. Handoff. One guy makes the tackle for the Wolfpack. The other guy tries to swipe it out. Second and long coming up.
Gain of 2.
Deep in your own territory, Jared. If you want to, you could run it twice more, punt it back to St. Ignatius to see if Zamora can bring the ball back the other way for a touchdown.
Of benefit to this Fenwick offense, the up-tempo offense that likes to go fast has now taken a page out of St. Ignatius's book, slowing the game down a little bit, eating up some clock, and now you see St. Ignatius needed to take a page out of Fenwick's book and speed the game up a little bit.
Screen pass. St. Ignatius trying to get him out of bounds.
Number 14, Emmett Romeus.
They did not, and he gained too many yards if you're a Wolfpack fan. 3rd and 3 at the 15. Would you like to run a quarterback draw here if you're Fenwick?
I'll do anything that mimics what I just saw number 15 for Fenwick, Donnell French, do, and that's keep that arm rolling so that clock keeps running. Whatever it takes to get that first down and keep that clock dwindling down by the second.
Clock stops briefly on a first, then we'll restart. It's the umpire as the ball reset. Trying to draw the Wolfpack offside. Scott has been a little bit limpy the last couple of minutes. 3rd and 4 at the 14. And Battaglia tried to draw him offside.
On the field. Timeout, Friars.
Friars call timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Friars against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House, located on Madison. O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
(27-13). It's been all Friars mostly tonight. We've seen some good runs from Zamora, from Wanzong, but when big plays have needed to happen tonight, it's been mostly from the Friars.
And with the Friars, it starts with Merrick Hill. Anytime they needed to play, he's done just this. Got outside of the pocket, eyes down the field. It's simple. Just get it to your playmaker, stay in bounds. Great execution there coming out of the timeout.
Not only did they get the first down, but good job of Andrew Bajorson, the little stutter step move and trying to stay in bounds. It almost feels like that fumbled snap by St. Ignatius was their last chance to get back in this game.
And great play calling, great decision making by Coach Battaglia, an offensive lineman in his own regard. Goes to NIU, sees a lot of success there. Spent some time coaching back at his alma mater in high school. Gets to Kent State. Has come down to this Fenwick program and has seen a lot of success. State champion in 2021.
Yeah.
And really just has a great feel for the game. Who says that offensive linemen can't be great play callers and great managers of the game? I'm a big fan.
False start. Well, I love that TJ Smith's back in the game, Jared, but he still looks shaken up. I don't know, maybe just sit him on the bench for the rest of the game, get him ready for week 3.
Yeah, that's an option. But sometimes as a player, you're like, man, I need to be out there with my guys.
Right.
And I'd be willing to bet TJ wants to be out there with his teammates to close this game out.
Well, when you're hurt, sometimes you can get more hurt when you go back out on the field. We don't know what the injury is yet.
Providence Catholic, 19-0 in the 4th.
Final reminder, the text line's open, your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory, or let us know if something's wrong with the broadcast. 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply.
Are tied at 24 in the 4th.
Well, I said it was going to be a 2-possession win, but I said it was going to be St. Ignatius, not Fenwick, The rest of the Chicago Catholic League, beware. This is a Fenwick team that won by 3 scores last week to OPRF, and they are dominating St. Ignatius tonight.
And this is a team that can score quickly and in bunches. We saw them start the game, go right down the field. St. Ignatius bounced back a little bit after a turnover early in that first quarter, and then it's been all Fenwick here for the rest of this game. So rest of the Catholic League, beware. This Fenwick team is for real.
Out to the left, completed.
Pass completed to
Emmett Romius.
A gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Friars from their own 33-yard line.
And this is also a Fenwick team. That 2021 state championship team saw the likes of Caden Cobb, quarterback, who went to Ball State, now is at Howard. Ian Pugh, receiver, that's at Illinois. Max Reese, DB, that's at Eastern Michigan. Jimmy Liston, who's now at Purdue. I mean, they lost some big-time pieces from a special team, so to see them bounce back in this way after last year's abysmal season, if you asked, some people on their sideline, man, they're trending in the right direction. Now, granted, it is early in this season, but if you're a Friar fan, you like what you have seen tonight.
Yeah, Merrick Hill, he struggles a little bit throwing it deep down the field, but the quick passing game, it has created problems for St. Ignatius tonight.
And some of that is just how do you carve up the defense and play to the strengths as a Fenwick offense? And I think we've seen that. Get Merrick outside of the pocket, allow him to make some timely passes across the middle, because truth be told, sometimes as a quarterback you don't need to drive the ball down the field. Sometimes you just get it to Avion Brown on a quick screen and let him take it the distance.
Flag on the play. In a tight window, but it's completed by Hill as he got it that time to Tommy Thies.
Pass complete.
I apologize, it was Andrew Bjorson.
Andrew Bjorson, there is a flag on the field.
Justin Scott's night might be done. He goes to the sideline. He's been very limpy the last couple of minutes.
False start on the Friars.
And it was a false start. Usually the officials call that right away, not let the play develop like that happen.
And if we look at this clock, when this Fenwick offense took over after that fumble by that Zamora and St. Ignatius offense, it was about 8 minutes to go and some change. So far, 3 minutes have come off the clock, and it doesn't look like this Fenwick offense is going to stop anytime soon. So it just causes for a lot of fans and a lot of players and coaches to get a little bit antsy because they know, man, time is not on their side right now.
3rd and 8 at the 30. St. Ignatius with all 3 timeouts. Fenwick no longer has any timeouts. Handoff up the middle, read well by St. Ignatius, churning his legs for a couple more yards.
Release on the carry, Callahan on the tackle.
Nothing's guaranteed in punting, though. He dropped the ball earlier.
Nothing has come easy in special teams today.
If it's a bad snap, if you're Fenwick, you're up 2 scores, so what you could do if it's a bad snap, you pick up the ball, run it back to your end zone, or you just kick it out of bounds for the safety. Either way, you waste time on the clock. That's assuming we get a bad snap, which probably won't happen, but still could happen. Or you could just take the delay of game, waste more time.
Whatever eats up the most clock.
And I know that there's some St. Ignatius fans that are going to be mad at Zamora about the fumble, but like I said, this score easily could have been 34-13, and that play by Zamora wouldn't have mattered anyways.
And we have to understand that in football and sports, you got to live with the results. So when someone does something well, everybody's like, oh my goodness, Zamora's done a great job. But he does something bad, people crucify him and he has to carry that cross, but it's not his fault in any way, shape, or form. I think this is a team in St. Ignatius that was excited for this game, didn't execute early on like they expected, and they just took a huge hit early in this game and have been reeling ever since. So, man, whatever happens the rest of this game, you got to get back to the drawing board and get ready for next week.
Got to find a way to hold on to that football. It's just killed St. Ignatius. Who's ever at quarterback, who's ever at running back, it has hurt St. Ignatius this entire game.
And that's for an offense that runs the triple option that can't afford to not have the ball in their possession. They're not built to play from behind because, as we said, partner, they don't throw the ball enough. So to put the ball on the ground as much as they have, it does not go well with the type of scheme that they run.
Right, and you shouldn't be fumbling the football that much anyways because it's an offense that runs the ball 90 to 95% of the time. So you should be used to taking those hits a lot. Whereas a spread offense, you're running more to the sideline, so you don't get those direct hits all the time.
We speak so in a tone of matter of fact. And sometimes the ball security, the intention or attention to detail sometimes goes over our head a little bit.
Yeah.
As players, I know for myself, I've made some mistakes, a fair share of my own mistakes playing this game of football, and sometimes it happens. You don't want it to, but you know it's inevitable, and I think that's what happened tonight, but you learn from it early. I mean, we take a look at this St. Ignatius team. Last year, they lost in the opener. And then they went on to play a great season, a couple of plays away from going to the state championship game. So I don't want them to be discouraged. This season is very much still in its infancy stage, so just keep battling.
Zamora did get past the line of scrimmage, so no sack.
Brought down by number 52, Timmy Mulcahy.
Down 2 scores. You got to run no huddle if you're St. Ignatius. But they're still going to take their time. And you got to respect the honor, the bravery right now, and the courage of Justin Scott. He is not at 100% right now.
He's not, but once again, as we talk about with TJ Smith, guys want to be out there with their teammates. They don't want to be that person that everyone looks to like, oh man, you didn't go out there and battle with us. So great sportsmanship, great toughness by both sides with Fenwick and St. Ignatius here tonight.
Pitch play, got to get out of bounds. He did not.
Joe Tony on the carry.
Jared, he gets a couple extra yards, but he wastes too much time on that clock.
That's what happens when you run this triple option offense. Sometimes the plays that get the most yardage, according to how you run your offense, don't necessarily go hand in hand with clock management. Because right now, down 2 scores with less than 3 minutes to go, got to put the ball in the air.
Zamora flushed outside the pocket to the sideline. Pretty good pass, but great job by the Fenwick defense forcing a tough throw to the sideline.
Great effort here by this Fenwick defense tonight in all 3 phases of their defense. Defensive line, second level with their linebackers and their DBs. Doing a great job, as you talked about last week on the broadcast, partner. When you play against St. Ignatius, your DBs don't get a whole lot of action because there's nothing really to cover, but I think everyone on this Fenwick defense has done a great job tonight.
Second and 10 for the Wolfpack.
Second and 10 for Zamora. You would think another obvious passing situation. Instead, they'll run it.
Connor on the carry.
Scott falls down late. 3rd and long.
Brought down by 42.
Another thing that people have to realize, just back in the 60s, football was disbanded from this St. Ignatius team. So it's still learning how to be successful in the realm of football. So huge credit to Coach Miller coming in and having a lot of success. But these are some of the growing pains that come with building a powerhouse here in the CCL.
Over to the left, Zamora, good pass. Oh boy. One that he's going to remember tomorrow morning. Michael Mundo.
Mundo, incomplete.
Little behind it, partner, but was right in the hands too.
That's the depiction of what's happened tonight for St. Ignatius. Just right outside of their grasp and reach. I see a couple fans hitting the exit so far, and a couple of hands going to their head as they know their team has probably conceded in this one. Hard-fought game, but sometimes you come up short.
Fenwick was just a better team tonight. They had the better quarterback, Merrick Hill. He wasn't perfect, but those quick passes just made it too tough for St. Ignatius to defend.
That's football. Sometimes on a Friday night, any given Friday night, you're just a better team.
Rolling outside the right. Bad pass. Even if he had caught it, partner, he was going to be 2 yards short.
Wolfpack turnover on downs.
And that's the problem. When you roll outside the right or you roll to the left, it cuts the field in half because you don't want your quarterback throwing across his body.
That's just a product of not having a pass-first offense at your disposal. You have to do a little bit different schematically to manipulate the defense a little bit to capitalize on an offense that is predicated on running the ball. And so tough there with the card stacked against that Zamora offense, but he did what he could.
St. Ignatius still has all 3 timeouts. You could be aggressive try to get the ball back. Obviously, if Fenwick gets one more first down, that officially ends the game.
If I'm Coach Battaglia, I'm just telling my team, hey, just get the first down. If you force Coach Miller to use all 3 of his timeouts by way of first, second, third down, and you execute to get the first, game's over.
Handoff, got a lot more than St. Ignatius would have liked.
Delise on the carry.
Slow to get up, but eventually does, is the lineman.
Brought down by number 23, Liam Doyle.
In 65.
A gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Friars from their own 48-yard line.
Just wasn't the Wolfpack's night. Got to find a way to hold on to the football. Got to find some adjustments with the quick passing game, because the teams that they're playing coming up, Marist and Brother Rice, they like to do that as well.
And when it comes to a lot of messes with your psyche and your mental, you want to get back out there and make things right. So this St. Ignatius team will have a lot to practice for heading into next week as they face a tough opponent with Brother Rice.
Anything that you saw from Fenwick that they need to improve on for their Week 3 matchup next week?
Man, I think the overall consensus that coming into this game that I would have liked to seen is how physical can they be, not just inside with the big guys up front, but I think on the perimeter. And physical doesn't always mean running someone over. It's really just asserting your dominance and saying, hey, I'm here tonight to make plays, and I think their outside guys did that. So they have found a 3-level monster with their offensive line blocking, receivers making plays, quarterback and running back on the same page. I like what I saw from this Fenwick team.
Goes into contact. Fenwick
on the carry.
Gets a couple of yards. Miller will have to call another timeout.
Backfield by number 33, Emmett Callahan. Gain of a yard.
We'll stick with the action. It's 3rd and 6. If you're Fenwick, do you want to throw the ball or just one more running play and force Miller to call his final timeout?
You do not. You want to keep the ball on the ground. At this point in the game, you're willing to live with whatever result comes from handing the ball off and then whatever your defense is able to do, because truth be told, a lot of crazier things have happened in the last minute, 34 seconds in a football game. But I don't think that's going to happen here tonight with St. Ignatius going back on the field scoring 2 touchdowns in crazy fashion.
Remember, you still got to punt it, though. But you're up 2 scores, so if it's a bad snap, you could take the safety and go up by 12 instead.
I'd like to say that was an alley-oop for you, because I know you've been loving the special teams tonight, so I figured I'd throw that one off the backboard for you.
It's just like you never stop watching it when a punt happens, because you just never know.
It's 3rd and 6 for the Friars from their own 49-yard line.
1 in the backfield, 3 to the left. And St. Ignatius read that well. Merrick will just take the sack.
Hall brought down in his backfield.
And force Miller to call his final timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. It's 27-13 Fenwick here on SBS.
Goal.
Are you looking for some good food after a Fenwick football game? Then head on over to O'Sullivan's Public House. Located on Madison Street in Forest Park, O'Sullivan's Public House has daily drink specials alongside a year-round beer garden. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. O'Sullivan's PH offers dinner until 10 p.m. Even cooler, O'Sullivan's offers a late-night menu until 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. On the weeknights, O'Sullivan's has a late-night menu until 11 p.m. And for the fall season, O'Sullivan's will offer 20% off food for athletes and coaches following home Fenwick games. For more information, go online to o'sullivansfp.com.
Fourth and 10.
There's a flag on the play.
And initial inclination is false start against the Friars.
Got a little mix-up here, partner. 2 players from each side of the ball, face mask got tangled up. How often do you see that happen in a football game?
Too many men against the Wolfpack. It's 4th and 5 from the 50 for the Friars.
So Fenwick will go for it instead of punting. Rolling to his right is Hill. Pressure comes from the Wolfpack. Flag on the play. Did not get the first down.
21, Teddy Cole.
Wolfpack will most likely decline it to get the ball back.
Hate that it happened this late in the game, but we see there, like Fenwick has done so far offensively, when it's time to make a play, they roll Merrick out with a little sprint out. That time, St. Ignatius came with a little bit of pressure, caused some disruption, made him put it down on the ground, or made him hold the ball and put his head down to run, forced a turnover on downs. Just a little too late.
Well, you never know. I was at that Bears game where they scored 14 points in 50 seconds.
And you called me an optimist.
I was a pessimist. I was only 11 when that happened. They scored. Shane Matthews was at quarterback for the Bears. They scored, got the onside kick, got the Hail Mary, and then Mike Brown with the pick six in overtime. In the pocket, up in the air. Wolfpack are arguing that he was pushed. At the same time, Jared, even if he was pushed, it wasn't really a catchable ball.
A little bit behind him, but hey, at this point in the game, no other choice but to throw it up and see who can come down with it.
Remember, you don't have to do Hail Marys yet. Clock stops on a first down, but the problem is they're the triple option, so do they even have a game plan of spiking the ball quickly after getting the first down?
As we said earlier, an offense that runs, and thinks about pass after all those runs puts them in a tough predicament.
Goes outside the right. Zamora takes his time. Intended target was Hines.
Pass intended for Tufano. Incomplete.
David Zamora, the quarterback.
Correction.
He's a little guy, 5'8", from St. Daniel Prophet, St. Symphorosa School. 3rd and 10 at the 50. Fenwick was just the better team tonight.
Yes, they were. Great effort tonight, great execution. Limit their turnovers. Usually a great recipe for success.
Zamora under center. Looks down the middle with it. Up in the air.
Oh!
Almost caught, but dropped.
Mike Mundo. Incomplete.
By Michael Mundo. You teach the tip drill, Jared, and if you're Fenwick, just knock it down. Don't knock it backwards.
That almost turned out to be a great play for St. Ignatius.
Football gods just weren't on St. Ignatius' side that time. And if you're Fenwick, just stay right at the first down marker and make sure they don't get to the chase. .104 remaining, last chance for the Wolfpack. Zamora with a clean pocket, takes his time, now here comes the pressure, sacked! And the exclamation point on a very impressive victory for the Friars tonight, getting the sack, Aiden Burns, the junior defensive lineman.
That same junior, I think, just has a knack for finding the ball carrier or the quarterback in the backfield. Last week against OPRF, found himself with a strip sack. Here, kind of put this game on ice with that sack in the backfield, not even giving St. Ignatius a chance to throw that ball up. And partner, I think it's safe to say Fenwick is going to go with the best formation in football.
The old victory formation. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by the St. Ignatius College Prep Athletics Department. It'll be the lovely Emily Lazarovich with the St. Ignatius player of the game. I'll let you pick, partner. Zamora was put in a bad spot, but he looked pretty good for most of the game.
He did what he could do with the cards that he was dealt.
Your final from Cornelli Field. Fans, Catholic League green action comes right back here next week. Wolfpack against the Crusaders of Brother Rice. Be here at 7 o'clock.
So back and forth we've gone with this rivalry the last 3 years. 2021, Fenwick. 2022, Ignatius. 2023, back to Fenwick. So in 2024, will it be the Wolfpack?
And in 21, Fenwick saw a state championship, so maybe the writing's on the wall for that team.
They look pretty good, but it's just week 2. So for our excellent crew, for Emily Lazadovich, for Jared Thompson, and we had some help with the St. Ignatius Athletics Department as well on technical directing. I'm Kyle Smith. That does it for our play-by-play broadcast. Coming up next, the post-game show brought to you by the St. Ignatius College Prep Athletics Department. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what they say, you can't trust a dog to watch your house or your sandwich. Call Forest Security today.
Call us today at 708-452-2000 or visit forestsecurity.com.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
The early 2000s was a weird time for the NBA, a post-Bulls Jordan league that lacked an overall depth and talent, yet was the last premier era of the NBA big man. You had established superstars such as Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Alonzo Mourning. You had the up-and-comers such as Kenyon Martin, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Tyson Chandler, and Elton Brand. You even had the veteran Hall of Famers on their last leg, such as Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, and Dikembe Mutombo. Truly a golden era of big man in every phrase of the word. And the big man we'll be focused on today would likely fit in the early 2000s up-and-comer bracket, Jermaine O'Neal. Drafted 17th overall straight out of high school in the historic 1996 NBA draft class that featured Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash. O'Neal became the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game at that time. His career lasted 17 seasons, playing for the Trailblazers, Pacers, Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Suns, and Warriors. After joining the Pacers for the 2000-2001 season, O'Neal's career hit an apex that lasted from the 2001-2002 season to the 06-07 campaign. This stretch included 6 straight All-Star appearances, 3 straight All-NBA teams from 2002 to 2004, he was second team in 2004, and a conference finals appearance in 2004. In an era stuffed with centers and power forwards, who ranged from high-quality starters to Hall of Famers, O'Neal was regarded as one of the best in the league during that time. As impressive as he was during his peak, was it enough for him to be considered for the Basketball Hall of Fame? As good as he was as a Pacer, the rest of his career was average at best and arrestable at worst, pun intended. He started in Portland for the 1996-97 season, where he played the next 4 seasons. These Portland teams made the playoffs each season he was there, and even made the conference finals back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. In 2000, they took the Lakers to 7 games, losing 89-84 in the historic game that featured the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop in the closing minutes of the game. By the way, Portland was up by more than 10 points in the game. It was a very successful run for Portland, a run that O'Neal had little to nothing to do with. During his time with the Trailblazers, O'Neal never averaged over 13.5 minutes per game. His most impactful season came in 1998, where he averaged 4.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. As underwhelming as O'Neal's career was when he was with Portland, it's hard to place a ton of blame on him for his struggles. In a time where selecting a high school player was still considered a taboo move, he was a teenager playing with grown men. The center and forward positions were especially stacked for Portland, in a roster that featured Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and Brian Grant. Unless they're an instant generational talent,
This is Emily Lazadovich with Sports Broadcast Solutions, the broadcasting network for everyone. Today I'm here with St. Ignatius quarterback David Zamora. David, obviously rough game. This is Emily Lazadovich with Sports Broadcast Solutions, the broadcasting network for everyone. Today I'm here with St. Ignatius quarterback David Zamora. David, obviously rough game today. You guys started off kind of weak in the first quarter, some special teams mess-ups. As the quarterback, talk to me about how you guys overcame that, and as a leader, how you kind of encouraged your team after that first quarter deficit.
You know, we try to be positive, we try to be optimistic, try to lift each other up. But, you know, as a team in general, we just have to have a better week. I mean, it starts on Monday. And, I mean, we can't just decide to turn it up on game day. We have to fall back on practice and not expect to just rise to the occasion all the time. We just got to be better prepared.
Obviously a team that runs the ball a lot. Fenwick adjusted pretty early on that in the start of the first half. Talk to me about how you guys adjusted to them kind of crashing into you more on the rush.
I mean, it wasn't really an adjustment. We had a good idea of what they were going to do. We just need to execute better. It was sloppy. You saw we put the ball on the ground too many times. You saw me after Wands got hurt. I went over there. We fumbled in the red zone. And it all goes back to the same thing. We just have to we just have to execute, ultimately.
Absolutely. And then obviously not the strongest offensive performance. So this upcoming week, what are you and your teammates as well as coach going to really focus on detail-wise when it comes to those offensive possessions?
We're just going to hone it in. We got to be serious, take every rep like it's your last. This is football. You see a next man up. And we just need to put it all together. The talent's there. It's not a talent issue. It's an execution issue. And ultimately, that's what we need to do. Win every single day. Win the day. Don't look forward. Obviously, Brother Rice is a very difficult opponent, but we just have to win the day by day.
Absolutely. That was David Zamora. And this has been Emily Lazadovich with Sports Broadcast Solutions, the broadcasting network for everyone.